move this. There we go.
Zena, did you water your flowers this morning?
All right. This meeting, the Mayor Board of Aldermen is now in session.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna let Michelle kind of instruct everybody how we're gonna do this. But for anybody who has two screens, I'd keep Michelle on one, and if possible, put your Dropbox on the other one, because that way you can refer to the stuff that she's addressing as we go through it.
Okay.
Okay, so Michelle, unless you got some instructions, I'd like to go and hit the small funds first. The ones
I have
that
one item. I have one item on the agenda for approval, and
Okay.
then we can start budget session. And that item is only to approve publishing the fiscal year 2026 budget notices.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion from Danny, second from Robert. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. I get muted. Okay.
All right, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Just tell us when you get to where you are so we can look at it on our separate screen.
I will. Yes, sir.
I've got a yellow bird. I don't know. There it comes back. Okay.
I'm gonna hang on. Let me do this. I'll flip it back.
She did that just to make sure you were paying attention.
I'm getting my Dropbox open.
Gary, while she's doing that question, do we have the bond schedule in here?
Yes.
Did I just overlook it? Okay.
Yes.
It's in 305.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. Okay. I just overlooked.
All right. So we can start with crime prevention. For those of y'all who have not seen the budget before, the way this works, we have our year-to-date expenses. This is for fiscal year 25 in this column. And then this is the fiscal year 25 budget. And these are the projected expenses for fiscal year 25. And then these three columns are fiscal year 26. This is the proposed budget for fiscal year 26. Any changes that y'all make as a board will go in this column, and then that'll be the approved budget for fiscal year 26. This particular fund is where the Shop with a Cop program is. We don't budget anything for that because it is based solely on the donations that the chief raises. And then whatever donations he is able to get for that program, that's what he spends. So it's basically a zero budget revenue and a zero budget for expenditures. But then it's also our confiscated drugs but help fund this fund.
Yeah. Do his gun sales go in there too when he confiscates guns?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I haven't seen any of that.
All right.
Unless they combine it with that. I'm sorry.
Gary, you said gun sales when we confiscate guns?
Yeah, I mean, he will sometimes when he confiscates guns, he has like Paul, I think he started using like a company that buys them all in bulk. And I don't know what they do with them.
When he did that, they didn't. He got bidders for that, and he put that back in the general fund to use money to purchase weapons.
Like our cars, right?
Yeah, it was like Paul. It was like 2 years ago. He had that federal drug investigation. All those guys came in here and they confiscated thousands of dollars of guns, and he auctioned them off, and we utilized the money.
Right. So,
Okay.
as you can see, there's essentially nothing in this fund except for
Go down to the fund balance. Okay.
right
So
here.
this is the point I want to make before we go through all of these funds. We can budget a deficit in the budget for the current year. We cannot budget a deficit in a fund.
All right, this would
So-
be where you're gonna end up the current year, like for fiscal year 26 budget, and this is your fund balance overall.
Okay. Move on.
Are you good with this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you want to go ahead to animal shelter? It's
That's fine.
pretty
Sure.
straightforward. All right, your revenues, they're pretty consistent. We did increase the, animal shelter, contribution from the county to 125. We don't know if that's what we'll get, but that is what we requested.
Had a good conversation with Larry King and he just said, we're broke. He said, I do understand now what we owe and I'll do the best I can. And I said, it'd be
I also spoke to Bill Quentin.
all right.
And Michelle and I met with him. Well, several of us met with him one day.
Mhm.
And we also met with, what's the other guy's name? Howard?
Ken Howard.
Ken
Yeah.
Howard. And
Mhm.
all three, they were both very receptive. And they were actually quite sympathetic that, well, that's probably not the best word, that it got reduced. Because I don't think they did not realize how much money we were spending there and how much the county was contributed to the animals that were coming in.
They didn't realize how many animals that they thought they were taking in 20. They took in 27 animals this year. I showed them where they took in 370 something.
Yeah.
The AC, what was happening, they just reported the animals that were coming out of the cities, not out in the outlining areas of the county. So
Okay.
all that's straight. Now it just depends on what they can do.
All right.
And
Go to,
I did include all that documentation that, the, intake and the proration of the expense, with our request to Will Hooker and to the Board of Supervisors.
Good.
This is the expense for, the animal shelter. The only thing that she has, she has some basic increases of just things that have gone up. And then she's got some fence repair in her building and grounds line item. You'll notice in several funds that have vehicles, we've added Geotab. That is similar to what, it's a new service that is similar to what Public Works and the police department currently have as far as the tracking of the fleet. And it also keeps up with basically how they're driving. It does all kinds of things, but the main thing is you can log in and you can see if somebody's not where they're supposed to be, if they're driving recklessly, if there's an accident, there's accident reporting, reconstruction. That's how we also tracked a stolen vehicle from, or stolen equipment from Public Works. But
are we doing
when-
we're doing this on all our vehicles now?
Well, we were not, but I'm putting it into the budget to do it for fiscal year 26.
Okay.
Just because of some issues we've had in different
No,
departments.
no, that's good. Anybody got any questions about the animal shelter budget?
This is where the fund balance ends up.
Amazing.
Jamie's doing a good job, y'all.
Yeah, she is.
Well,
Are you
All right.
good here?
Green it up.
She did have one request that's in the bond, but some cat caging equipment. We can look at that when we get to the
Okay.
bond.
Yeah.
The library, it's funded, partially by, our tax,
We have,
appropriate, you know,
we have two
Yes.
meals of taxes that are allocated to the library. Oh, is it
lib-
two or
two
one?
meals to the it's two to the library
And
and
two to the park
two to the
commission.
park.
Got
Mhm,
it.
That's
Okay.
correct. And then they did request a $5,000 increase to their appropriation. They've been at 199,000, I think, for, oh goodness, at least 9 years, if not longer.
Yeah.
Any questions on?
Well, and for anybody, and Paul, you probably remember this, the Literacy Council used to be in the library.
Right, we had to
And
move it
we,
out.
and now the Literacy Council, I think, is in the general fund. Didn't we,
Yes,
didn't we split that out?
yes,
Okay.
it's an appropriation. It's a
Right.
line item.
So we'll,
Mhm.
we'll come to that later, but the literacy and the library got split up probably about 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And, so we do spend more money on this service, but it's in another fund now.
Right.
Question, Michelle, go to the bottom there, I'm just trying to catch you. We showing a beginning cash balance of 198?
Yes, it's just the timing, I
That's
think.
just the timing? Okay.
Yeah, because you can see kind of where it ends, like they come out like with a shortfall of 5,800, but it's just because of the timing of the tax dollars that come in to fund it.
Gotcha.
Well, and I tell you what, didn't we have to replace something last year too?
We
Didn't the
did.
air conditioner go out or
We
something?
did
Air
some
conditioner.
work
Okay.
there.
Yeah, so we
Mm.
ended up having a budget amendment last year that made us
Mhm.
go over a little bit because I think they had an air conditioner go out.
They did. And then, you know, last year they also had their, which it was budgeted, their roof repair. But I mean, that was budgeted. So that's why you see the big difference in building and ground repair, last year versus this year. We do
Yeah.
budget a small amount for them for building and ground repair for something small, but they, you know, we didn't budget for what they had happen. So. Any questions?
Very good.
Health insurance fund, for those of you that don't know, the city is self-funded on our health insurance plan. The city pays for the employees' insurance. If any employees have family, whether it's children, spouse, or family coverage, the employees pay for that themselves.
Okay, y'all see
Currently-
that's $620. We, out of every department and out of every person, we essentially allocate $620 a month to this fund. And it's used to pay the basic premium, because we pay a basic premium on these, and then to the underwriter, and then we finance the rest of the insurance fund.
So.
Traditionally, we've had somewhere in there around $600,000 or $700,000 is the fund. And these numbers are small to me. Is that 161?
It
It
is.
is.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
We've had two decent years in a row, Danny.
Yeah.
In prior years, we've had a couple of employees that have really gone
Right.
over that $40,000
Right.
deductible, and it really hurt us pretty bad. But we were lucky this year and last year.
Well,
So
it's going to continue to happen, and can't do anything about people's health.
I did every year prior to budget because our health insurance renews in March, and so I did an analysis with Mickey prior to budget, and he said we were good to remain consistent with where we are at this time, even considering current situations that we have. With any claims or anything that we have going on.
Sure.
He said that anything that you have that either might currently be going on or that could come up would not impact fiscal year 26. He said, if anything, it might impact fiscal year 27. So you might want to consider something at that time.
That
Yeah,
looks
but
good.
one thing to point out here, if y'all look at that line 558, we actually paid out $638,000 in claims.
Yeah.
So we're responsible for a substantial amount of the claims, but because we buy reinsurance, they reimbursed us $171,000. Yeah. One thing I need to point out, and this is a reminder to everyone, from time to time, we will have a discussion on this fund, particularly where it's impacted by one person. Because if we have somebody that's sick and they go over that 40,000 deductible, and the only saying that as a reminder is because that is an HR issue and it would be restricted to a executive session.
Also, was it Gary, 3 years ago now, we went with that AMPS program
Yeah,
to where
for drugs.
they negotiate our claims now.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that has helped tremendously with our reserves.
Right.
Yeah. If we have a similar year next year, then it's possible we could actually go down on how much we're putting in that fund, which would be a great relief because that's citywide.
Right.
All right. Unless y'all have questions, let's move on to fire protection.
Okay. Fire protection, we get $1,000 a month currently from Delta State. I did reach out because we had sent a letter to Dr. Ennis, and Greg has met with several individuals out there regarding increasing that funding, and I reached out to Edwin Kraft prior to budget and to find out the status of that. As of yet, I don't know of any increase, so I left it where it was.
I've been fighting that for years.
Right. And then of course you get your state fire protection funds. The only thing they are requesting from this fund this year is their rotation of their air packs, and then their fire code.
When I went through the general fund, don't they have something else they did an increase on in the general fund?
In the fire department?
Yeah.
I think they did an increase on a couple of things, maybe.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
If you don't mind, Michelle, let's remember that when we look at it to see if any of that can come out of this fund rather than the general fund.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, kind of leave it maybe.
Okay. Leave it open.
Yeah, well, you leave it yellow or something. Don't make it green.
Let's skip economic development and tourism for now and do some of these others.
Yes, ma'am.
USDA Rural Development Grant. This is the grant that we used for the equipment that was in Delta Meat Market previously, now Staples. This grant will finish right now. There's been no expenditures since it's opened. We just recover the lease payments, and that lease will end in January of 26, and this fund will go away.
Are we restricted to what happens to that money?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll cross that bridge when
I'll have to reach out I have a point of contact with the USDA, and I'll have to reach out to them to find out how we'll need to do that. I do think there's like a buyout or like very small little buyout for Staples or for Cotton House.
All right.
Are y'all good on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was from Cole Ellis.
Yep.
That's correct. And it has now been transitioned to Cotton Row Hospitality.
Right.
I did drop that new lease in Dropbox for y'all.
Okay.
Sanitation fund, this is where, your mosquito and garbage fees are, franchise fees related to, garbage service. This is also where we run the Earth Day grant. And then that grant is provided by MDEQ. It's literally a reimbursement for those expenses. And then right here, the contracted services, this is going to be vector disease control now. It used to be advanced mosquito control, and the cost for Earth Day. And then this number here is Meridian, which is formerly Arrow. That's the trash service.
This year, the animal shelter, not the animal, excuse me, the mosquito control contract comes up for renewal.
It does. I dropped their letter. Both of these come up for renewal.
Okay.
Mosquito control and Meridian, and they both submitted requests to renew at the same rate, to extend their contract. It's in both their contracts to extend for a year or two, I think. They both want to renew their contracts at the same rate.
Okay, if anybody wants to see that, it's on your Dropbox box. It's Fund 150.
150.
I think Michelle answered the question for me when you spoke on the rate part. The rates are staying the same, so that's what I wanted.
The only thing with Meridian, they have in their contract, which it's every year for a CPI adjustment, but that's not anything to do with the renewal. That's annually.
Yeah.
Gary,
Okay,
I have quick, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a quick question, and this might be for another day. In our contract with our mosquito control, we always had in there how many times the plane would fly. And at some point, I'd like to know what that, if it was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I want to know how many times they've flown. I think we just need to look into that.
They have
Yeah.
flown one time this year, and that was July 3rd.
And how many times are they supposed to fly during the
It is-
mosquito?
It is it is not a specified number of times. It is based on
Need.
need.
But Byrne had in his originally that he would fly up to 5 or 6, whatever it is.
They have the same contract, but I think
Okay.
it's based on whether or not the trucks and the larva, I think it's larva control or whatever, whether that is accomplishing. But I'll be glad to reach out if y'all feel like they need to fly. I mean, we can request that.
We'll approach that another day. Thank you.
Well, I Danny Ford, I agree with you. I have not, in my personal opinion, seen our mosquito population go down,
I haven't either.
but I have sure seen our flights go down.
Yep.
And,
That's right.
when I'm sitting outside, I don't know, you don't ever hear the plane.
The plane makes a big difference.
Yeah,
And
the plane's only flown once.
Well,
I called
This is what bothers me. Yeah, you can leave the contract the same when you're not using the airplane, when you're not
There you
doing the flying. And
there you go.
I don't think we're flying what we need to be flying. I just don't believe that.
Well,
the
Mayor,
population has changed.
Mayor, we this contract's up for renewal. We ought to get maybe at our next regular meeting, get them to come to our meeting and tell us what they're doing. Tell us what they're doing.
The gentleman at Rogers Pest Control, Lee, contacted me and said he was interested in looking at that bid as well.
He contacted me, but he never submitted a
Okay.
bid of any kind.
I asked him to contact you in
Oh,
regard.
maybe they're just, their cameras are off, maybe.
No, she's on the share screen
Oh,
and she's talking.
Michelle.
Got that PowerPoint going.
okay. I'm with you.
We're getting some background noise from somebody.
Hey, Danny, you're not
Danny.
muted. Danny, you're not muted.
Griffin.
Can y'all hear me?
Michelle,
Yes.
I have a question as relates to Meridian, I remember we were talking about previously the numbers of customers that they serve. Have we got an accurate number as relates
Yes,
to
ma'am.
that?
So if you'll look right here, last year, fiscal year 25, we budgeted 1 million. That was based on the customer count they were using at that time. We're projected to spend 916. That's because we did a recount of customers and got that corrected.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Zane, that's a great question. In the Dropbox, under 150, the very first thing on there is our average garbage and mosquito customers. I don't know who's keeping up with it, but they're doing it on a monthly basis now.
Yeah. So
Perfect, thank you.
What,
Yes.
again, a mosquito control, what is that total balance? Go down. Is that-
500,
Go
right
ahead.
here.
Yeah.
510,000.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Paul, I'm like you. I've had several
That's-
people ask me, what are y'all doing? We never see the plane and we rarely see a truck anymore.
I agree they need to be asked to come in and explain because you want the same amount of money, but if you're not gonna fly the plane, you're making a fortune. Because
Right.
about the plane is expensive, but
Exactly.
I need to make a correction. That is not mosquito control. If you'll look over here to the side,
Mhm.
Vectors,
468.
468.
468,
Got it.
300 is
you.
mosquito control because contracted services includes the money for Earth Day.
Got you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Michelle, did you make a note to
I did.
request they come to our next meeting?
I did. Yes, sir.
Good idea, Gary. Thanks.
All right. At any rate, fortunately, we don't have to do any kind of rate increase in sanitation this year. So our fund is in good shape.
And you want to keep this based on the fund balance and animal shelter. You want to keep that transfer consistent.
I mean, we got to keep the animal shelter positive. It was in pretty good shape, though. Just click on animal shelter for 1 second. All right,
This is
so
where it'll
it's
be this
excess.
year.
I mean, you could only reduce it maybe 20,000 at best.
Right. Right.
What you want to do, Mayor?
I'm gonna let y'all call it. I don't know if that's enough to
Y'all
mess
hear
with,
me?
Okay,
20,000 that,
Gary,
leave it alone. We'll probably need it next year.
that's what I'd say. I just
We
leave it.
need it for those cat cages.
Yeah, there you go.
Marcy, did you have something?
I don't think y'all can hear me.
I
There we
can.
can.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if y'all could hear me. So when
Yes.
I talk.
Yeah.
We
I was
can
gonna say,
now.
I don't think we need to lower the amount going to the animal shelter.
Okay. All right.
Not right
Got
now. The fund and the other one that like it is.
Okay. All right. Got it. So we're good with sanitation?
Yes,
Yes.
All
very
right.
good. That's awesome.
All right. General bond and interest.
Okay,
Oh.
Mayor, here's your
Yeah.
question.
You had a question here.
I just overlooked it when I was trying to find it.
Okay. So, again, this is, we allocate our, property taxes to 4 funds. I guess I should have prefaced this earlier. The
Well, we'll
general
go
fund.
back and do, when we get to the general fund, we'll do a property tax analysis then.
Okay, all right. So this is one of the funds that receives a portion of our property tax allocation. And that property tax allocation is used to pay our bond obligations. So this is where we would be for fiscal year 26, but this is the fund balance. Do you want me to pull up the bond schedule?
Yeah, but hang on 1 second. This is what I don't understand. If there's any fund that's predictable, it's this one. The only thing that would keep it from not doing what we want it to do is if our tax revenue comes in less than we predict. So that's my first question right now. Why is our tax revenues
Well,
$150,000 less than what we anticipated?
well, okay, if you remember when you and I talked the other day.
Right,
This is based on the preliminary assessed values. Now that could change. I get,
Anticipated,
I
right?
get preliminary assessed values, and then mid to late August, I get final assessed values. Those final assessed values sometimes go up, but not always. But if you'll notice, so this was a budget,
right,
and then this is where we're
Right.
projected to
okay.
end up.
So why would you not budget? Like, how would it change from
It-
Well, we,
what you got this year?
okay, great question. All right, the reason we can is this. When we go to the property tax analysis, she's gonna show you exactly how we have to calculate our property tax.
Mhm.
And we have to allocate it to our budget the way the tax
Based on the
assessor
millage rate.
says, this is your assessed values and this is your millage, so this is what you're gonna get.
Right.
I'm still kind of bumfuzzled how we go from a
Well,
million
I
to
can
million to,
clear that up. Some of this is also based on because we get prior collections. Like we get collections from, like, they collect from prior years. So we benefit from what they're still collecting from prior years, and that's not factored into that schedule.
okay, so here's the point I'm trying to make. Even though we're projecting a deficit of 166,000, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
We will be positive.
But that's the same thing with the general fund. Like this year and last year, we're projected like 3.4 million. But you'll see when we get to the general fund, we end up this year better than we projected last year. It's just, we don't spend as much as we say we're going to spend, and we usually get more revenue than we're conservative on revenues, and we usually project more on expenditures.
All right, to answer your question though, Marcy, if that ending cash balance, which your cash balance is pretty much going to reflect your fund balance for the most part. If that ending cash balance was negative, then we would have to make an adjustment in the millage
Yeah.
to make sure our taxes could cover this. So, I mean, but I just wanted to point out, we will not end up in a deficit there.
Right.
Okay.
And probably better than this or this. Because you can see this was the deficit that was projected fiscal year 25 budget.
Mhm.
This is the surplus projected. We're not there yet. We have 2 more
Pretty
months,
close.
but very close. And that's
Well, you're 102
projected.
better off already.
Right. So that's projected for, so
Okay.
that gives you an
All right,
idea of how it works.
now do what you said you're gonna do. Pull up the bond maturities so that anybody that can't open Dropbox can see it.
Okay. So these are the years that you have your bonds, and this is the summary. You can see you've got each payment schedule for each bond, and they're linked to the summary. So you can see what the obligation is, principal and interest in total for each fiscal year.
So,
As we
but-
pay them off, we take them out of
Right.
the
so
schedule.
the bottom line is if we didn't issue any more bonds, then, it would take us 10 years to pay all these off, and at a rate of, it's would be
They
12
vary.
$12 million.
Right. Because like back 1.5%, back when rates were so low, we were getting some pretty good rates, but, oh, you're talking about rate of payments, but like I've
Yeah.
got the interest rate factored in there too.
Yeah,
So,
but I was just looking at total dollars.
the payments.
Anybody got any questions on? Now, we will address the 26, 27 bond, 26 bond.
26. Mhm.
when we
So if
get
you want to
through.
look at the total debt, this includes the utility bond that we haven't gotten to it yet,
Yeah, we'll come to that one in a minute.
but you can see.
All right.
total.
Anybody got any question about our bond maturities? We have
Me?
been trying to keep our annual bonds at 2 million or less.
All right, we good on this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tax increment financing. So this is our TIF bond, our TIF fund. We have two, currently we have two. We have the Cannon property and Cotton House. The Cotton House, I'm sorry, go ahead. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, well, I was just going to explain what a TIF actually was. It's an incentive, it's a bond incentive that cities and counties can offer to anybody doing a major investment in a city. So what we did with both the Cotton House and Cannon, they requested a tax increment financing bond. And essentially what happens is part of their construction ends up getting funded and paying off by this bond. And both of these bonds will pay off in 14 years. Because I think we're in like the third year of them.
Why was I was thinking one of them was 18.
It was, but I think it's still in its 14th year because
Gotcha.
Cotton House has been open almost 4
Yeah.
years now.
Gotcha.
All right. So
Okay.
my point is when that bond is paid off, and on both the Cotton House and Cannon, then the city will get. I wrote it down this morning. I can't find it. Okay, the city will get, starting in like year 2038, an additional $120,000 a year in property taxes.
Mhm.
Because that's about how much is being paid on an annual basis on that bond right now, which is great. It's good. So somebody in 2038 is going to be real thankful we did this.
So did the Lyric Hotel did not remind me, have they paid off or did they not get
No,
I did not do it.
they
didn't
did
do it.
something different.
Right. I
Mhm.
remember.
Yeah, they chose
They
to
started
do.
the process, but they didn't do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember.
So also with Canon, theirs is a combined TIF. Theirs is partially
Sales tax.
ad valorem and partially sales tax. We have a
Yeah.
sales tax diversion on theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still, the total is still $27,000 a year.
That's right. Mhm. All right. And so that's where you have the revenue that comes in here, and then we pay the bonds to the entities.
Yeah. Another thing too, if anybody needs a better explanation of this, not to take up budget time, any time after this, either Michelle or I will be glad to explain it. Because it is complicated, but it's very important.
It is, but it's a benefit to the city.
Big time.
I got a question. The on this TIF, Reverend King brought this up and said, of course, y'all got the two TIF and it affects us. Once this is matures, they will get money as well.
Yeah, yeah. Hang on.
So what we need to do, Gary, next time we talk to them, we need to remind them at some point, of course, it's not what you can do for me later or what you've done for me in the past, is what can you do for me today? They don't understand the benefit of having this.
Let me give you an example, Danny. Their TIF, when this thing pays off, is $104,000 a year just on the Cotton House.
That's right.
Just on the Cotton House.
So we need to let them. They need to be apprised of this.
Well, they've got the same information we got.
They
just don't understand it.
They don't understand it. Yes, sir. Okay. Thanks.
Maybe if they get on YouTube, they can listen to it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Are we any more questions on the
No,
TIF?
it's good. I'm just glad it's positive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna skip the bond fund, public improvement. General
Why
obligation.
you, a public improvement bond is our current year,
Well, it's all the
but
prior years and the current year.
that's where we address the current year though.
The bond schedule.
Okay, we'll get that after we do the general fund.
Yeah, right. All right, general obligation. I wanted to get all these smaller ones first.
Yeah, go to the GO utility bond.
Yes.
Uh,
So this was when we purchased the water meters.
Yes, exactly.
We have
Okay,
two
so-
bonds.
All right, so this is where I get the thorn in my side with Siemens. We had to go out and rebuy our entire water system when this was over with, and so we bonded it ourselves. This is what's left in that bond, and it's costing us, what fund is that, Michelle? 306?
It is. Mm-hmm. I can pull up the bond schedule if you want me to.
Well, I was looking at what the cost was. It was like $2.2 million. We actually
Right.
had to come out of pocket with some of that money. We only issued bonds for $2 million of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got the bond schedule open. So we owe still, starting in 25, we still owe about 1.2 million on these meters. So this will keep going for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 years. 6 years we haven't paid off.
Unless we get a settlement from Siemens, would we pay these bonds?
Well, you know, Paul, I wouldn't, simply because the interest rate is
Interest
so
rate's
low.
so low.
We got such a great rate on them. You know, if and that's really a discussion we need to have in executive session, but assuming we did get some money, it would go back to our water and sewer utility fund.
And the
that
general
fund, because that fund owes the general fund
Mhm.
and our economic development revolving fund probably close to $2 million.
Yep, 1.5.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I can pull up that schedule when we get to that point. All right, are you good here?
Yes, ma'am.
Airport Improvement Fund. So this is the fund that the airport uses for their projects, also for their hangar rentals, their operational expenses flows through the general fund. So you won't see any operational expenses in this fund. So you'll see revenues for grants, and then you see the hangar rentals.
quick question. When's the last time hangar rentals were increased?
Actually, we looked at every one of those last year. What we got Clint to do, he called the airports,
Mhm.
a lot of airports around the state, to see what their rates were. And
But we didn't go up.
we didn't go up because
Uh-uh.
our rates were in line with everybody else.
Okay, I was just curious.
Good.
We looked at it.
Yeah, but but I mean, it's a great question. We did that last year, as a matter of fact. But I
Right.
Remember, Michelle, when we get Clint in, it'd be good to revisit that.
To ask him, okay. This will be the final payout, the final transfer back to the Economic Development Revolving Fund. Remember, we fronted the money on the North Ramp Hangar project
Right.
for the bill money that we got over a 3-year process. That's the final transfer back to repay that. And then the only project that will be ongoing in fiscal year 26 is the North Ramp apron expansion and taxiway connector. So we have expenditures budgeted for that project going into fiscal year 26.
Is he through with the road?
Yeah, the vehicle access road, emergency vehicle access road.
No, not that one. The one where we extended that road. Wasn't we extending that road past the, don't you know, Paul, didn't that road go past the,
It was going to, but that has not been, that extension has not been done down there.
okay.
It still stops at which used to be, the repair service, whoever it is, that's Bernetti, I guess, and them have it now.
Yeah.
That-
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was we're supposed to go continue going down that property so that, because we got some property on the inside of the fence that
Yeah.
we got allocated for industrial development.
I do not believe that road's ever been extended. That's,
Well, we need
last
to,
I've looked at it, and I rode down there not long ago, but I don't.
You might want to ask him about that.
yeah,
That's in the-
yeah, we
in the
need to,
plans.
we need to, okay. Otherwise, this fund is good.
It is, okay. So this is where you end up for this year. Mainly it's like
That's timing.
timing,
That's timing difference.
and this is your fund balance. Good,
Looks
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
all right. House Bill 603. House Bill 603 is some legislative funding that we received for the Airport North Industrial Site Flood Mitigation Project. The funds were received not last year, I think the year before. We received $500,000 House Bill funds, and this is just budgeting the expenditures for that project. So with legislative funding, you have to have a separate fund and a separate checking account. So we have to get invoiced separately and budget separately for those expenditures. So I've talked to Josh, I'm planning on spending the rest of this money and the Senate bill money first before we hit the bond fund for that project.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So obviously the next one is the Senate Bill 2468. Same thing. This is the Northside Industrial Flood Mitigation Project. We received $600,000 of that legislative funding this past year, and I'm budgeting to spend all of that money next year so that we can zero that fund out. Any questions?
Mhm.
All right. Do economic development revolving, or do you want to wait on that one?
You can go on and do it.
Okay. So you can see here, we've got that final transfer going back in to the economic development revolving fund. And then this is the transfer out from this current year.
Well, it just happened.
That just
just
happened.
happened. Yeah.
That's
That's the spec building. Okay.
the loan for the
All
spec
right.
building.
Quick,
And that's it.
quick history on this fund. This fund came about 40 years
Okay.
ago. It was from a UDAG grant when we built oh God, what was the name of that place? Out there on where the big industry was on Charles Dean Road, Dual Fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we got $2 million. They paid us back, and the idea on that fund is we were supposed to use it continually for industrial development. And so what we've done in past years, and we're doing it again now, we loaned $500,000 to the chamber to build the spec building. Once they get a tenant, and by the way, they borrowed the rest of the money, and the county is going to pay for this debt. The county has something we don't. They have what's called the Economic Development District, and they have a $2 million allocation across the county that can be used for industrial development. They're going to use their $2 million to pay the note off, and then once they get a tenant, we'll start getting our $500,000 back. We did the same thing on Forsythia. We've done this about 3 or 4 times, so we've utilized that money in a very, very good way.
All right. Any questions?
Right, and you're gonna pay it back with your airport money too. So is that you showing that coming in here? Oh, there it is, the 295,000.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Heritage Commission, we used to make an appropriation to the Heritage Commission. They had their funds with the chamber, And they asked, I want to say maybe a couple of years ago, to move their funds with the city. So we created a separate fund for them, and we now maintain their funds in-house. So it's really nothing to budget for them other than a transfer. This is their budget request. You'll see that in another fund, and then a guess on basically what their general expenses are throughout the year. But this is their money, essentially.
Okay,
Any questions?
no ma'am.
All right. Infrastructure modernization. This is our use tax money. This is our, Gary calls it our Amazon money. This is what we're using to do our street improvement plan. We'll be going into year 3 of the street improvement plan. I did drop the proposed plan for fiscal year 26 in Dropbox this morning. They sent it to me late yesterday afternoon or evening. So you can take a look at that. Keep in mind that that is proposed, so those streets could change. But anyway, that is a preliminary plan. This is an estimate on the revenues. If you can see, we did go up this year on the budget. We've been budgeting $900,000 in this fund every year. We've been over $1 million every year, and it continues to go up because people continue to shop online. So we did budget for
Right.
$1 million.
Okay. So what this is, the state finally woke up one day. I don't know if all the cities got to bitching and complaining because with internet sales, we were losing sales tax revenue. And so now they make an allocation to all the cities of what they guesstimate our sales tax revenue should have been.
So, Michelle, how do we expect it to go up so much in the next 2 months? Is there like some big amount that comes? If you've only gotten 557, but you expect it to be-
This is what we've actually already received. We get 2 payments a year.
Well,
This
what she's saying, Michelle, you only got $500,000 in year to date.
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So as of the end of June, we had received our first payment, which was in January.
Right.
Our second payment came in July.
Oh,
So this is our actual money we
Okay.
received.
Good.
While we're on this, just to make the board aware, I was reading the other day that the Delta Regional Authority request for grants had to be in by the end of the month, and I talked with Michelle, and we did not have one in. I asked Josh to see if to put in for like $500,000 for a grant from DRA, or maybe to start the study and the utility study on the widening of North Bayou. Since we did not have anything in there, at least to get some money to start looking at it, or any prep work that we could do with that grant, since we did not have a grant application in. We still have one grant, is that right, Michelle, that is ongoing,
That's right.
that hadn't been finished, so they may say until you finish that, you can't, but we figured it hurt to at least try and ask for $500,000, so, because we know it's, whenever we can do it, it's gonna cost a whole lot more. Michelle, did you share the vehicle count that they did with everyone?
I don't think it's not in Dropbox.
I'd asked Dudley to do a vehicle count on North Bayou, and for a 24-hour period, the traffic count was 5,600 and something cars in a 24-hour period, which shows the need of that road being widened and cleaned up. It justified what we all already knew, that it has become one busy road. But anyhow, that's just informational. We don't know if we'll get it, but if we do get it, it's not, that's what we're asking for as far as North Bayou, but just because we had to have something to ask for it for.
Paul, is there a limit? Is there a limit to that grant?
I think the maximum is 1 million, Gary, but seems like we're talking with Josh, you have a better chance when you're down in below the, since we have one that's not finished.
Okay,
And most of them that we get are in that
That's
500.
where, they said that seems
range.
to be where the range is, that you have a
Mhm.
better chance of getting funded.
So the one that we have that's not finished, we received DRA money for that North Site Industrial Flood Mitigation project. So that's an ongoing project, and it's, sometimes they do look at that and say, but it doesn't mean you won't get it. So, but anyway,
okay, good.
all right, so we've got fiscal year 25 street improvement project expenditures that'll flow over into fiscal year 26. And then the budget for fiscal year 26 street improvement project is remaining consistent with what it's been in years previously. This is what the deficit for fiscal year 26, that's timing, essentially, I guess.
That's because the money came in last year. We spent it this year. It
Right, that's right.
It happens invariably where you have grant
Right.
money.
So anyway, this is where we end up with the fund balance. So any questions on our infrastructure modernization fund?
No, ma'am.
I think it's worked out great using this money for our street improvement project.
Saved us a ton of bond money.
Right. ARPA, there was $36,000 left in this fund. Everything had been transferred to other projects. So I transferred what was left. Obviously, it had to go to an ARPA project, and then it freed up some money that was non-ARPA funds that I could move to some other projects in the bond fund, so that I could zero this fund out in fiscal year 26 and be finished with this fund. And that's what I did with this money. Just moved it out. Any questions on that?
No, ma'am.
That's
ma'am.
another funding source that was great for us.
Yep.
Unemployment, this is a fund that we have just in case we have unemployment claims. We always budget for $15,000. You can see we actually received a credit from unemployment for some claims that they made us pay, like back during COVID, that we didn't have to pay, and so we finally, through the persistence of Heather, finally got our money back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
for people,
all this is.
yeah, for people like Marcy and Paul who have done this kind of stuff before, normally on unemployment, you pay a tax on a quarterly basis. The city, on the other hand, is kind of self-funded for unemployment. So if we have a person that files unemployment claims against us, we actually have to pay for it.
Right.
It doesn't come from the state. But as long as we have good experience, then it doesn't cost us anything.
Right.
Very good. Good job, Michelle.
All right. So now you want to go to the general fund,
Okay.
or do you want to
Anything else we skipped?
I skipped sewer utility. I skipped public improvement, economic development, tourism. We could do that one.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So economic development and tourism, it includes at the all department level several. Well, first of all, this is where our tourism taxes go, obviously. And then we have several appropriations that are tourism related. And then the Railroad Museum is one of the departments in here. So you should have had in Dropbox several of the requests that came in this year in this fund. Retail Strategies is an ongoing, agreement that we have with, that's the entity that helps, promote the city of Cleveland to, companies that might want to come,
Okay,
to
I think
Cleveland.
it's time for them to give a report to us.
It
you
is, actually,
know-
we have a meeting with them, to the board.
to the
Yeah,
board.
well, to the board, or at least to the mayor and whoever he
We
wants
have a
to.
meeting already set up with them, it's early September.
Okay, good.
What's the remaining of the maturity on that agreement? How many more years we have on there? What does it say?
It's not I
Year to
think it
year.
renews.
Yeah, I don't think it's contracted anymore except on a
Mm-mm.
year-to-year basis.
I
Danny.
agree.
It's, right,
We,
it's annual.
initially, we had a 3-year contract,
That's
but
fine.
then after that, it's just been year
It's
to
just
year.
annual.
I'm like Gary, I'd like to revisit this somehow with them.
Hey, Michelle, why don't you send out to Gary, Danny, anybody else, Marcy, that wants to be at that meeting when they're coming, whatever that September date is, I was trying to get. I got too many screens on, I can't get to my
Thank you, Mayor.
calculator.
I'd love to be on it.
Yeah, we just need to be careful. If we got too many, then we need to have a special call meeting.
Yeah,
Right, but we'll see who wants to come
And
out
it-
of y'all and.
yeah.
Y'all just let me know if there's room. If not, I don't have to be there.
We
I'll
can
come
do a
if I
special-
can, if
we
I
can do a
can't,
special
it's fine.
call
Yeah,
real
same.
quick.
No, I mean, I think it would be good for us to know. I mean, even to the point if they want to come to if they want to make a presentation to one of our board meetings.
Yeah.
I have no problem with
I-
that.
I will say, and I'm just gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent. What they share in a meeting with just the mayor is gonna be different from what they're gonna share in a meeting,
And
just because of confidentiality.
that's okay.
Okay.
Well, for those of us that may be interested in knowing, I think it would be great that they will meet and share with us
Right,
information.
what they're allowed to share, right.
Right.
And we can set that up
I
when they
can-
come or.
Right,
we Talk to them about doing it when they're
right,
here. We can
right.
do
I
two
can
meetings.
set up
Yeah.
for them to come present to the board,
Okay,
if y'all wanna do that.
yeah,
I think they
sounds
still
like
need to
everybody would
meet
like
just
to hear.
the mayor and one other or something in
Right,
September.
they normally in the years past have met with the mayor and myself always.
Okay.
But if there's another alderman that wants to attend that,
The problem they have is this: if there's a prospect they're talking to, like for instance, Tractor Supply, when they brought them
Right.
here, if Tractor Supply says, "Yes, we're very interested, but we don't want anybody to know about it until
Mhm.
we're ready to make a move,"
mhm.
and they have contractual arrangements with these tenants, so we have to honor their privacy.
Mhm. And that's why in years past, they've only met with the mayor and myself because of confidentiality. But they also in years past have come and presented to the board and redacted
They-
whatever was confidential from their
Right. They give
presentation.
a broad overview before. to the
Correct.
board with-
Yes.
they just can't say
Correct.
specific names is what they-
Yeah.
That's right.
If they would just give us the things like where we have overages and shortages,
Yes.
like one time they told us we had potential for $20 million worth of additional food sales.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if we just
We
knew
can
those
absolutely
numbers,
set that up.
Right,
It's
that
been a
was the
long
problem.
time since they did that.
It
That's
has
right.
been, well,
Been a long time.
I didn't know if
I-
y'all
I
had
can
done in the
definitely do
last
that.
4 years, but last time they came, when I was still on board, it was the need that this town could stand another grocery store.
That was the
Right.
last time.
yeah. And we ain't seen them since then, Paul.
We hadn't, Paul.
Oh, okay,
But
Yeah.
all right, well, it's time then.
I guess
Definitely.
Billy saw them. We never did.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. All right. The other things in that it's, the annual, maintenance of the Christmas lights, like on the buildings and stuff that Robinson Electric does. This is
Hey,
the-
straight down. What does the bottom of it look like? Okay, so we are definitely at a deficit, or going to be at a deficit.
well, in
But-
comparison to last year, this is where you are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. somewhere, I don't know where in the back of my mind, did I read something about the DSU centennial? Oh, there it is, right there.
There it is, right there. And so let me, do you want me to just cover the things that are different?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I was kind of covering what was on there because you have people on the board that haven't. So your chamber request is 543,975. I did go on and plug in their additional requests. So that includes a $25,000 grant match for the airport North Industrial Site.
now
spec
we may
building.
not have to do that.
I did talk to her. We do. They
We
do
do
need
have to do
that.
it. We do have
They,
to do it.
they do
Okay.
need that.
Okay.
She did not, she said, I don't know what all that, I don't know the exact wording, and she explained to me, and they do need it.
Okay.
And then, 60,000 for Visit Cleveland billboards. That was the one that I was unsure if y'all wanted to continue that. Because they got grants to do it last year.
So
But
where
if
is it? Did they do it?
They got grants to put all these billboards out for Visit Cleveland. But now they can't fund it
Where are
because they
they?
got grants to do it.
Yeah, where are they? I hadn't seen them.
I haven't seen them either.
I think they're throughout maybe the state. They're
Yeah.
not in Cleveland.
No, they're, I saw one somewhere.
I feel like
Um,
I remember at the chamber meeting talking about one being like down on the coast or something,
Yeah, they're throughout the state.
or coming back from like somewhere on the east side of the state too.
Mm-hmm,
Sean knew all that.
mm-hmm.
I think that much seems like I saw one like coming over in the Columbus area. It seems like maybe on 82 over there, or
Mhm.
close to the state line somewhere.
Well,
I
it just
haven't seen
depends
them.
which way they're facing too.
Well, I think they're facing incoming.
Well,
Coming towards Cleveland.
I saw one somewhere around Corinth that was facing the wrong direction.
Well, I have
I
a
mean, it
question.
I don't know if there's a right or wrong. It's just an advertisement.
Okay.
You want to catch both directions, really.
Well, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Since we don't know where they are, is it possible that they can give us a report to where in the state those that advertisement is located?
Absolutely. There's no reason why they can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be one of our directions in which we go just to find out where it is. Because
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I haven't seen it in any direction.
Hey,
I wanna
you know
say
what? We
like
haven't
one in Nashville or something too, or somewhere.
since
out
since Hannah has been the director. I don't think we hadn't had a report from the chamber since Judson was the director. So it probably
That's
wouldn't be a bad
correct.
idea for her to give us a report anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Good.
So do you want me to, do you want us to have her come to one of these?
Maybe I mean I've spent a lot of times working with them this year,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no question they are doing a fabulous job. They're doing a better job than we've had in many years.
Right, in a long time.
But it would be a
But
good
they used
idea
to
for
come
them
every year when we had department heads. They would come, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did, they
Husband
used
did.
to.
That's right.
They
It'd be a
used
good
to.
idea for this board just to hear what's going on.
Great. It's the same opportunity with us being live that will let our constituents know what's going on also. So them giving a report would be great.
So are we saying we don't need to give them the 60 since they have a grant for this, or is this something?
No, they received a grant to do the billboards last year. And so if they want to continue to keep the billboards, they need $60,000 to continue the
Oh,
billboards.
I got you.
Okay. And I really have a
Those-
question.
she
I really
didn't
have.
put that
I
in a
really have.
report for budget. Like she didn't state anything.
It was her additional request. It's under her additional requests.
Okay.
But she didn't list where they were or anything there.
Mm-mm, she didn't.
This
Go ahead.
is me, and y'all can say what you want to. I have a problem with how you spend marketing money. And to me, I have a hard time justifying spending $60,000 on a billboard that's in Columbus, Mississippi.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
in reality, how many people coming from Alabama, are going to see that billboard and say, man, we got to head on to Cleveland. We can't stop in Starkville.
Well, it was fine when it was somebody else's money.
Yeah,
But now
that's
that
right,
it's our
Paul.
money, maybe we need to just look at it and see whether.
I will say-
kinda-
In chamber meetings, listening to the increase in tourism dollars and people coming to this town, which a lot of it is the river boats and stuff, but otherwise, they give a really good presentation of how much tourism has increased, and it could have things to do with billboards and there's a lot of other things that Sean's been up to. So I wouldn't know how much it has helped.
Well, Marcy's exactly right. In doing the research on all of this and talking to the retailers in the state, and I can only tell you for Abraham, we are now looking at billboards at strategic places throughout the state and even in Arkansas. Print advertising doesn't work. Radio advertising doesn't work, but a billboard does work. People come in here and tell me all the time they stopped in here because they saw my billboard. Now, the mayor's point is, what's it going to do in Columbus? I can tell you it works. We need to look at it, but I think we need to get.
I think it
general
keeps the name
understanding.
out there in
Yeah.
farther places,
Yeah.
because the point is to bring people from farther places. You don't want a billboard close to home.
Right.
It's right here.
We just need an understanding of where these locations are and what type of hits they think they're getting.
That's why I prefaced that by saying that was a personal opinion.
There you go. Good job.
While we're on this, Michelle, the 50,000 for the Delta State Bash,
Centennial.
how much is Delta State Foundation putting in this?
Okay, so
The first
Yes.
figures I heard that Michelle asked for were like $500,000,
okay, so
which I
this,
thought was ridiculous.
all right, this has been a year-long meeting of many entities coming to the table monthly, and there are multiple events. Their 100-year anniversary essentially starts this August, and they're going to have something going on from August, culminating with that centennial, with the celebration under the stars on the football field, like a gala. And they have asked the city and the chamber, to help with that event. So other entities are helping with some of the events that are going on from August till they're doing something every month. But the biggest event is the Delta State Centennial Under the Stars.
When is that? When is that going to happen?
It is in April, I believe.
Okay.
April is when it ends.
Okay.
And so Suzette sent a budget that is in Dropbox, or she sent a request, and that included it's $72,000 total for the event, and they're planning on covering the difference. I believe they are selling tickets, but they want to sell the tickets at a nominal fee to enable people who maybe can't afford a higher priced ticket to be able to attend, so that more people will be able to attend. So obviously the city can make the choice to contribute less, and they'll just increase the price of the ticket.
Well, I wouldn't say so much as, I'm just curious of how much, if we had heard what the final budget is. I mean, I know it's not our business, but if this is all they're asking for the entire time.
No, this is for that. This is
This
for
is
one
y'all's
event.
budget.
Yeah, this is for
Yeah.
one event. not for the entire, this is just one event.
Right, okay,
This is for the grand finale. And part of, the other thing she said was, if, you know, this was shooting for the stars, like they want to have a drone show. They want to have a concert, you know. I think they're asking Steve Azar to come back. So, anyway,
okay.
Michelle,
yes, ma'am.
I see is there an increase with the Boys and Girl Club? Is there any administrative cost in that?
No, ma'am, that's the same amount that they requested last year.
And the farmer's market and all
There-
those?
there
and the Glenn
isn't- there-
Foundation?
There is an increase on the farmer's market. Last year, that's what they requested last year, same request. Y'all reduced it to 10,000.
Okay. What about the
This is
Glenn's
in-
Foundation?
Y'all, they made the same request last year. Y'all reduced it to 10, which is what's been done in the past. It's been 10 each year. Last year and this year, they requested 12.
And tell me about this Delta Children Advocate Center.
That's the people that came and spoke to y'all. That's the reason they came and spoke to y'all at the board meeting. Last meeting, one of the visitors, Jamie Van Vulpen and
Ferris,
Steve
Deputy
Ferris.
Ferris.
Ferris, right. They spoke about the assisting the children and the different avenues through the different organizations that they would, victims of child abuse.
Okay. Do we have an impact study on that from them and the Boys and Girls Club? I'm
And
just
in-
wondering.
And
Even from the
impact,
Glenn Foundation, how have they impacted their community? Are they
so
giving us
the
reports?
Glenn Family Foundation, they provide something every year. It's included with their packet, how many
Mhm.
people they impact. So that's in Dropbox. The
Okay.
Boys and Girls Club, I think it might be included with their packet as well. Delta
Okay.
Children's Advocacy Center, they are, I think, maybe new.
They're
But
just,
I think they did when they spoke. I think she talked about the crisis and what's kind of the situation.
They deal with some kids that really need some help.
Oh,
Right.
I understand that, but I just want to know about impact. You know, how are they really impacting the community?
the
You know,
Children's
I
Advocacy
think
Center.
I think all of these things are well, but I just want to make sure that we are investing in people that are investing back into
Oh,
our community.
You can look at the Glenn Family Foundation and you can see
Now I know
the-
they do something
Right.
at least once a year.
that's right, their big event, but then they do other things as well. It's in their packet.
Okay.
Yes,
I would be
ma'am.
interested in looking at those to just see just the impact.
The Children's
ma'am.
Advocacy Center is new in Cleveland, so it might not have much information there. And the Boys and Girls Club last year was their first year in Cleveland, right?
No,
2 years,
no.
3 years.
Last year was their first year, I think, to request an appropriation.
I think so, but they've been in Cleveland for a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Didn't David Dallas do that?
He
Yes.
did.
Yeah, the Boys
He's-
and Girls Club, that's what I was about to say. According to his letter, they served 130 kids, or they got 130 kids registered. And they served 90 kids a day this summer.
Mhm.
Yeah. We've done a lot.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions about economic development and tourism?
Well, we need
know,
to roll
one thing-
down to the train museum. If you're finished with these appropriation requests, I'm gonna
Well,
roll down.
The one thing I want to say, kind of piggybacking what Marcy said, our tourism tax has been increasing at a rate that's almost higher than any city in Mississippi. I mean, it's phenomenal. We're doing a great job, or they're doing a great job. So, I can remember when that fund was only making about $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
and now it's up to almost 1.5 million. So pretty remarkable. And I think Emily said there's scheduled like 150 boats scheduled to dock this year and drop people off in Cleveland. That's
Yep.
That's incredible.
So that's part of the reason for Anna, like she wants to increase her contracted services for additional bathroom cleaning because she has all these people coming on the boats. She's gone all techie with her trains. It's run by something WTIUs and iPads now. And so Key Solutions cannot really provide tech support for with the trains. So she's asked to increase her computer service and maintenance for a guy that she has found that can provide tech support for the new train system that she has. And then she increased her building and grounds a little bit. She started this last year, pressure washing the building. And then we're getting a bench donated for outside with the people coming with the boats. And anytime you put a bench, you've got to put a trash receptacle. And so those trash receptacles that we have downtown, those are $700. So
Expensive garbage can. Expensive
They are.
garbage can.
They are.
Yeah.
But that's about it on hers.
I do want to say one thing. A Sunday bus trip coming in here does not help retail whatsoever.
No.
And for those of you that have the pull with this group, I wish we try to rearrange that schedule any way we
But
can.
Danny, that's
Not
the
gonna
problem.
I don't
That's
think
the problem. It is what it is.
Do they?
Yeah, Anna wishes we didn't do the Sunday.
Well, I mean, it costs us money because we have
Right.
to pay to open the train museum,
I
and
know,
it's
Yeah.
typically not open on Sunday.
I know.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you got a boat company saying they're bringing
Mhm.
150, they're stopping 150 times. It's hard to tell them. Well, there are 14 Sundays we don't want you to come on.
Right.
It
I
just
understand. I understand.
shit. It's just
Yeah.
it's not something easy to do.
Yeah,
That's
she put in Dropbox the schedule and what she needed to increase her train engineer budget for, due to the number of stops and that additional stops for holidays and Sundays. So, because those
Michelle?
are days that the train engineers don't work.
Michelle, one thing, I know this is not probably the fun to bring this up, but since you brought up the benches and adding receptacles, we have two water deals, fill up your water bottle, that haven't worked since the day we got the daggum things. And it's irritating to me and to others downtown that we paid all the money, they're sitting there and they don't work.
What doesn't work, Danny?
Those green
Water fountains.
receptacle water fountains that you
Well, I
fill.
think they,
Pardon?
when COVID right after we got them and they turned them off. and-
Somebody made the
They've never
crazy
went back.
decision that we just shut them down.
I didn't know they didn't work. Nobody's told me that.
I don't know if they've ever worked.
I don't believe they ever have, since the day they put them in. Let's check them if you will, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I could be wrong.
Okay. All right, can we move on from economic development and tourism?
Yeah,
Well,
scoot down
where's
to
the
the
bottom?
bottom. Just go to
Scroll
the
to the
bottom
bottom.
one more time. All right. I mean, as long as we can keep some money in that fund.
Do you
Yeah.
want me to turn it yellow so you can revisit
Yeah,
the
that'd be fine.
billboards?
That'd be fine.
All right. So you got park fund, general
Okay,
fund.
it is, it's 10 o'clock now, park and general fund, general fund's the biggest. It'll take us hour and a
Oh,
half
wow.
to go through the general fund. So why don't we take a 15-minute break and
Mhm.
let everybody get a chance to get a cup of coffee and whatever else they gotta do, and see everybody back in 10:15.
Okay,
Works.
Simple.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Paul? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
I just ran out to the walking trail. The water spigots haven't been they haven't been working since the day we bought them. They need to be cleaned up because they got black stuff all over them, and they got dirt, but they don't run. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think they
I was
just
wondering if they would never be returned off due to COVID, and never turned
I
back
think
on.
so. I think so, Paul.
I put on my list already to reach out to get somebody to check on them.
Well,
Tell
they
them to
don't
check
work.
on them and tell them to clean them too.
Yeah, I went out and cleaned them. I went out there and they don't work at all.
I got it
Okay.
on my list.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, come on, what's wrong with y'all?
And Mayor,
Yeah,
I think we really ought to put, I don't like the fact, and when I talked to Byrne said he always flew the plane 5 times. I mean, it helps the buffer zone around the city. That's the big thing. And I think we ought to have in the contract that there's a minimum time, not as needed, because they're the ones that know and make the call on that. I think we ought to say you fly the plane 5 times strategically, hopefully when you need it, but it's going to be a minimum of 5 times.
I have no problem with that because I mean, I'm not saying everybody's lying to us, but I just don't think our mosquito problem has gone down for us to not have any justification to fly the damn plane.
The other
And
thing,
we're paying that's a big hunk of what's in that $500,000 is that airplane.
it is. And the other thing they did, they used to have traps all over town. I understand they've taken them up. I'd like to understand where they have traps and how they.
How are we checking it now?
Yeah.
I can tell you the mosquitoes hadn't disappeared.
Yeah.
And, but
you
you're right. The buffer around town is the biggie.
Well,
I have
exactly
heard the
what-
truck a few times running when I've been sitting out, but I sit out almost every afternoon at the pool or somewhere.
Yeah.
Cooking outside, and when I hear the truck coming, I always lower my screens because it drives the mosquitoes all in.
I understand.
But yeah, I think it needs to be looked at, Dan.
Good.
We need to get some-
Thanks.
We're asking people to spend a lot of money.
Michelle, other question, those geo tabs,
Yes, sir.
didn't Buster talk about putting those on the police
They're
cars?
already on the police. That's what I
Yeah.
said. Currently, the police and Public Works have them. That's how we tracked a Public Works trailer and
Yeah.
lawnmower that was stolen.
My question was, how long we had them on there? A couple of years?
Oh no, a long time. But
Long
it's
time.
not Geotab. It's a different company.
It's a different company.
And they don't like, the company made some changes to the software, and
Okay.
Dudley or Steve-O like the software since they made the changes. So we've previewed the Geotab and they like it better, and it has more to the service.
All right.
And it's the same price. It's the
One
same
last thing I want to
price.
bring up to the mayor. Paul, and we might need to discuss in a different deal when we talk to Dudley. Are you pleased with our automatic weapon situation? With what and how they're being
And
disseminated?
don't forget, we are still live on YouTube, so I don't
understand.
know what you're wanting to discuss.
That's all I want to ask.
Okay.
I want
Okay.
Paul to,
Why don't we, you and I talk on next break?
thank you, bro. Thank you. Oh, when will we go through the deep roots? When does that come up? We talked about it briefly.
It's in economic development and tourism,
Right.
the request.
Yeah, it's in there, what, 16?
I saw it. I was just, I scrolled down to the bottom. Did they ask for an, they didn't ask for an increase, did they? 60,
It's 78.
78, okay.
She asked for a very small increase.
I got you. I got it.
very, very small. I want to say maybe she was at 74 last year, I think.
Okay.
I tell you what, I ate in backdraft last week, and there was a guy in there playing that was awesome. I mean, it was really, really good.
Was it a boy with a beard on guitar?
Boy, beard, kind of big fella with some,
Oh, that's Marshall.
blue jean overalls or something.
Mississippi Marshall. He's great.
There you go. That's him. I got his
He
card.
does
I
a
was like,
great
man,
job with
it was
getting-
most enjoyable.
Let me tell you something. We Tricia and I packed the thing out when we play. In fact, they've asked us to start playing on Monday nights, and they'll pay us separately. The problem is we can't do that because we're already playing somewhere else, and we only have one tech person, and trying to get a new tech person. So it's working. I can tell you that. I just wish we do it on Wednesday and Sunday night like Clarksdale. Clarksdale brings in a ton. I talked to the boy that owns a hostel and to Eric, because I work with Eric Meyer. And man, Sunday night is a busy time for them. God.
Yeah, it'd be nice for, we really don't even have anything to eat where you can go eat on Sunday night.
Yeah, or Monday, really, except
Really?
for the rooftop.
You know,
Gary, I was telling the mayor and Michelle, I walked out there and those water deals do not work, and they looks like they never did. So we probably put them out there and turned them off at COVID. Never did turn them back on. Need cleaning.
Yeah.
And turn it back on.
but Michelle's gonna get them out there to find out what's going on.
That's great.
I think everybody's back except Xenia. I
I
guess.
think they need cleaning up desperately.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I said before we turn them on, they need to be cleaned and
I
sterilized.
know it. Last time I went out there and looked at them, I wouldn't get any water out of them if they did work.
They look like it's got black mold growing on it right now.
Well, it's just pretty nasty looking.
All right.
All right, Michelle, you're on. You want to go to the park fund and then we'll back up and go to general fund?
Can. All right. Park fund. The park fund receives a transfer from the general fund. And then they have ad valorem taxes, 2%. And that's the cap on the taxes for parks. And then they have a very small amount of revenues that they that helps fund them.
So we're looking at total income of 840,000, and how much was the transfer up there?
400 plus.
440.
435.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that comes out of our general fund, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a big ass, excuse me.
That's a hit. Yeah, you know, this fund blows my mind. I just don't know how we can spend $1 million a year, but
A lot of
I
grass.
don't know
cut.
how we do it, and our programs keep going down. We have less and less programs, it seems like.
right.
Well, we've got 133 acres to take care of now since we took on that other.
And he is actually increasing programs, but I know what you're talking about. You're talking about participants in,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
Paul is
saying
talking-
programs,
Paul
I'm
is-
saying people that are actually
right, in
participating.
programs.
yeah. Yeah, we
But-
your traditional programs like baseball and basketball
Right.
and softball are declining at
Right,
a ridiculous pace.
right. So he put in to continue the spraying of the parks, which I know when we looked at that before, I think it was maybe less expensive, but definitely more effective than them trying to do it themselves. He wanted to increase some concession stand labor and concession stand supplies because he wanted to have more concessions at more events. He wanted to increase pay for umpires in order to hire more qualified officials. Computer program maintenance, he met with Civic Plus, which is who the city uses for our city website. The website that he's been using, Sports Connect, it just has not worked with the reservation of the parks. And he found one with Civic Plus that was would work for the teams to go in and actually see the calendar and actually do the reservation on there themselves and be able to see what's available. And so he wanted to change the website, and the upgrade would be $7,000.
Can we put that in the bond for the air conditioner?
I don't think you can bond an AC. It's
Well, I
gotta
mean,
have
it's
a,
a capital expense, right?
I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's, you
Gotta
gotta
have
have, it's gotta have a life expectancy of
Of
greater
two-
than 10 years.
right,
Uh,
You would hope it would, but I ain't no guarantee.
Yeah.
right. We've never bonded an AC before.
Okay.
So,
Guys,
Um,
one thing we talked about, I brought up 8 years ago, and it just kind of went nowhere, I believe. Looking at the fact, seeing if we could get quotes to sub out this grass cutting, and would it help us with the number of employees? Would it help us with our PERS? Would it help us with our health insurance? You know, I just don't know what that answer is, but we got plenty of people that are capable to do that. Do we ever want to look at it?
Oh, I mean, Danny, I think it's something we always need to look at. It just, you just got to get somebody to give you some quotes. The other thing I wondered about was this: if our public works department was more equipped to do it than the damn park commission in the first place.
It is.
Because, but then the other side of the coin is you hear people complaining that the employees for the park commission ain't doing nothing but sitting over there playing ping pong and shooting pool all day long.
And sleeping in the cars. Truck.
Yeah.
that's
So-
why I'm wanting to add this fleet
That's why
on all
she's trying to
these vehicles.
keep up with the cars.
Hey, man.
I am, and
Amen.
I mean, because I got sent a picture of somebody asleep.
Well, and I think we would be remiss in not at least looking at it. I understand that, you may not want to just give anybody the fields themselves, but all of the surrounding areas that is just mowing and weed eating. But let
Exactly.
the park commission have their people that actually do the fields. We don't want them out there chopping up a bunch of our fields and creating.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a whole lot of area that is not ball fields that surrounds all of these parks. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul and I even told them one year, and they I don't know why they didn't pursue it. You can get a finish cut mower that goes behind a small tractor that cuts more than a 6-foot strip. And you can cut all this grass in a fraction of the time a lot cheaper with something like that. Because
Well,
I'm like you, out of that 136 acres, most of it is outlying acreage.
Right.
It is.
I mean, you're probably looking at maybe 20 acres that is actual ball fields or somewhere in there. The rest
Would
of
that-
it's surrounding areas.
Would that be where it would be helpful to have Public Works doing the outside areas?
If
That's why I said
With
that.
the proper equipment that they already
Yeah,
have?
either.
Yeah.
I think you would possibly have to add employees for public works.
You'd move them probably from one, maybe not actual employees, but move the amount of employees and the money from one area to another. Probably end up about the same.
I still like to look at subbing it out, get a quote to sub some that outlining areas out.
Well, let's just tell him when we meet with him, Danny, let's just tell him that as one of his jobs to get some quotes on cutting the grass.
Simple.
Michelle, what's the $89,000 credit in building and ground repairs? Is that an insurance check? Or
That was last year on the hailstorm claim.
claim? So we'd already,
right, it's gone. So that's complete.
Okay.
He wants to increase his dirt and sand budget.
More than
to-
double,
I'm sorry,
more than double it.
right? Well, part of that is dirt, or he's wanting to do some repairs to the Armory parking lot. Or maintenance to the Armory parking lot, because this year they want to, fiscal year 26, they want to move out to the Armory offices, because, you know, there's been conversations of that, so that we could plan for,
To tear down the park commission.
tear down the park commission office and plan for, parking there for Willard Samuels Gymnasium. That's what this AC is. They need, to replace the AC in the Armory.
I'm curious, and it's been, like I said, I've been gone 4 years, but why every time do we have, when we buy another mower, do we have to buy another trailers? The trailers aren't wearing out like the mowers, but it seems like every time that there's a new mower, we want new trailers.
I hope they're still here.
Well, they may not be.
I
That
think
may
they
be-
just, right, I think they needed a new, it's a bigger trailer, I think, than what they've had. But he can speak to that,
Okay.
because I think
He's
this
wanting
is
two mowers
something
though.
he does.
How many trailers do we have?
Ashley, can you pull that up on his equipment schedule and see how many trailers the Park Commission has currently?
Yes, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm just curious.
So one of the other things that he put in his request,
Trailer.
which we moved to the bond, was a good bit of park improvement stuff, like for the ball fields, dirt work, aeration for the fields, sanding. But we moved that park improvement stuff to the bond. But when we look at the bond schedule, there were several other items for the
Yeah.
park.
And let me tell you something. We have been telling the last 3 park commissioners, the reason those fields are so bad is because they need dirt on them.
Right.
And nobody ever puts dirt. You know, somebody's got to bite the bullet and do it one day. And I don't even know if that's enough, but it all needs to be bonded.
Yeah.
Dirt should have a greater than 10-year life.
Yeah. So we'll look at that when we get to the bond, but, I know, Gary, we looked at this, and I know I got it under, but when we made corrections to, some tax allocation stuff, it brought that back down. So,
Michelle, I'm showing 5 trailers at the Park Commission.
5?
okay,
5, yes, sir.
This trailer that Christian sent a picture of
Mhm.
is a car hauler. It's not like a utility trailer. It doesn't have sides, it doesn't have a
I
ramp.
knew it was a bigger trailer.
So like, what's he gonna use it for?
That's
Put 2
that's
lawnmowers
what
on
I
it.
said. You're gonna have to ask him what
You wouldn't put
What his
lawnmowers with
purpose-
no sides and no
what the
ramp.
purpose of the trailer
How
was.
many employees at Park full-time?
Ashley, will you look that up, what they currently have and what their vacancies are? Because I know they just terminated one.
The
We're talking about full-time, 5.
Because they also have a couple of seasonal,
They have
just the full-time.
full-time, right now, they have 7 with 2 vacant.
Two
There's 7
vacancies.
right now, and then they have 2 vacant spots.
So we got a trailer for everybody, basically.
But one of those is gonna be your secretary, your
Right.
clerical.
She got a trailer too?
Needs one.
I'd be
Yeah,
curious
she's
if they're all
got it,
still
yeah.
there.
Yeah, she got a mobile desk.
Do we actually have
Okay.
them all and do they
Alright.
actually function?
Right. Well,
He
they
can
should,
answer those questions later.
Right. So needless, my
I mean,
point
how much
is,
stuff can we take out of there to get that number positive?
that's my point.
we
We have
can't
work to do.
We can't afford to put no more money in this park commission.
No. Well, and here was my thing, you know, part of the increase is gonna be, you know, we made changes to how we're handling the distribution of insurance. So part of
Okay,
this,
so you didn't
50
explain that to everybody when you started.
okay. So in the past, the commercial package, the insurance, your general liability, vehicle insurance, property insurance, it was allocated to primarily the general fund, the sewer utility fund.
That was it.
I think that was it.
The general fund and the water and sewer utility fund got all the insurance.
Right.
And
For
what
all the
Michelle,
vehicles and for
yes,
everything.
right. And so
Right.
Mayor, what she did is her and Ashley went through there and they broke it down by where the property was and where the vehicles were. So
Right.
that,
$3,300 ain't gonna help this fund.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
it's,
It's
see, she,
It's $50,000
yeah,
of
she,
insurance. That was being paid by the general fund. And so we increased the expense by $50,000 that was being paid by the general fund.
So then would you not increase the allocation from the general fund?
That was kind of my thought process, that you might want to increase the transfer because the general fund was paying it before.
What's the point in moving it?
what was the
That would
point?
look better on paper.
Department.
Because
If you're just
all
gonna
the,
move money and transfer money anyway.
because it's not just the park fund. Every other fund is now taking their expenses for
I get that.
insurance.
That makes sense for sure, but.
Yeah.
And that way you're
Maybe-
properly reporting your insurance and
Yeah,
every other fund is able to sustain the increase. The
gotcha.
park fund
No.
is the only one that cannot.
No, I think it's good we're
Okay.
doing it this way because, you know, this has been a thorn in our side for as long as I've been on this board. Is trying to figure out how we can make this park commission make it. Cause it is breaking our back. So we need to see, we need to truthfully see what it's costing us. And
Move
it's
some of
costing
the-
us $500,000 more than we can make in property taxes.
Can you scroll up a little bit? Stop.
You gotta go higher.
No, that's good. If you move some employees to the public works and put the mowing over there, might help some.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Well, the concession stand revenue is at 20,000, concession stand labor at 15,000. Where's the cost of the food and stuff? I mean,
We've talked about that for 10 years, Paul.
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess what got me is we don't make any money in the concession stand. He's wanting to increase the cost of operating them.
well, I mean, if you look at it, we're losing $15,000 a year according to his budget, and I don't understand quite how you lose $15,000 a year on a concession stand.
He
but-
wants to change to one of those, he has a smaller system. He wants to change to the screen that tracks everything so that he can have all his inventory in there. He does have like a smaller one and it's supposed to have all the inventory in there, but it all is dependent on the operator.
Okay,
No,
can we
that's
do
not gonna
something?
change.
Between now and tomorrow, by the time when are we meeting with him?
What is this? Let me look at the schedule.
Depends on which one you're looking at.
Tomorrow at 9 or
9:30?
9:30.
All right, Ashley, will you do me a favor?
Yes,
Will
sir.
you take the line items that show concession revenue and identify all the line items that are concession cost and let us know what that net difference is before tomorrow?
I will.
Looks
Thank
like
you,
a
ma'am.
loss of about 15,000.
That's what
it
I,
is.
what I was getting ready to say, Paul. What if we just rent out the concessions to a third party?
Sub them out.
I
Can we-
tell you, I mean, if we can't make money on concession stand, then somebody ain't charging.
That should be your moneymaker.
I have
Concessions,
never in my life seen anybody lose money in concessions
Yeah.
other than us.
yeah, concessions
What?
should be your moneymaker.
We've been losing money concessions for 20 years.
Yeah.
All it means is the stuff is walking away. It's the
Right.
only thing that can happen. But
Well, and prices probably hadn't changed much.
And we need to look at the price that we're selling them for. They probably haven't gone up,
Yeah,
you know.
And I don't think it's the price. I think it's the pockets.
Oh, I understand. If you remember Gary, just went blank. A young lady before Michelle and I went out there and looked at the thing, and
Dominique,
and we got it like we needed to have it, and showed them inventory control and the whole 9 yards, and they never followed up with it.
Nah.
I've done that numerous times. Even before when I was deputy clerk, I gave them a system to manage their inventory.
They'll tell you that the hot dog machine is broken, and we just lost $1,000 worth of hot dogs. That's a ruin.
I haven't really paid
How many
much
hot
attention,
dogs
but it
were
was
there?
always like young kids working out there in the past. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it still is, but they always need management. And that I know is not always easy, but
Don't get it.
you got to have somebody overseeing it and helping them to fix the hot dog maker so that you can make hot dogs, because they may just not know how.
And Marcy, I agree with exactly what you just said.
You can't just throw a 14, 15-year-old, 16-year-old in there and expect her to know how to work it all.
It's leadership.
But then,
Then
who's
it's
gonna
been
be assigned to
leadership
that?
over
'Cause I will
20
say
years.
Christian's probably doing other things on the field at the time. But
And we've lost money before then. That has been happening over 20 years.
Every year. Every year.
At
You
the
know-
end of the day, we need to get that resolved.
Yeah.
well, we think we can take care of 50 of it by reallocating money, you think, for the insurance?
If y'all, we can increase that transfer if that's what y'all are, if y'all are.
Well,
willing
look,
to do
right
that.
now, we have to approve our budget, okay?
Right,
We're
That's
gonna do
right.
what we can to approve this budget, but I think this year, Mayor, I would love to see you appoint a committee to study the park commission. I don't know if he heard me.
He's ignoring you.
no, I wasn't ignoring you. Excuse me.
Okay, I know you wasn't, but I knew you were distracted. What I was saying is this: right now, our job is to approve this budget and move on. But what we need to do is get 2 or 3 people and study this park commission just infinitesimally and find out what the heck we're doing wrong. And this is ridiculous.
I mean, $20,000 worth of athletic equipment a year it's like, this stuff doesn't wear out one year. But you're right. There's no sense in here dwelling on this. In my opinion, let's talk to him and y'all take a look at it and see where does this thing need to be cut. And this $1 million a year, it's good.
part of that athletic equipment is like jerseys, they have to buy new jerseys and all that every year.
I understand it, but then we also, as I still sponsor a team, where does the sponsor money go that you give them?
It goes up in this line, you
I know
still
it
have
goes
to
up
put
there,
the-
but like Paul's saying, what are we using it for?
That's what I
Well,
thought it was for, was to buy
It
jerseys.
is, but you still have to record the expense.
Just
So you have
offset.
I
your,
understand. Okay.
yeah, so you
All right,
have
as
your
long as
sponsor
it's washing,
fees.
if it washes, that's good.
Yeah, you have your sponsor fees and then you have the expense down here.
Okay. All right. No sense. Gary's right. Can't we can work this all day
All right,
long.
so let's
Yeah.
allocate enough more out of the general fund to cover that insurance that we allocated to it. And then, but still, we at the end of the day, we got to get this deadgum park fund to where it ain't losing $500,000 a year.
You
Right.
still have to get 75,000 out of it. So
What's the total? 9 total expenses is $1 million.
And why are the expenses lower than this year's anticipated, Michelle?
Do what now?
I'm just looking at that number you're on right now.
The budget?
$200,000 less than what you predict for this year, almost 300,000. What difference is that?
This is the budget that was requested this year, and this is the budget
Actuals,
or the
right.
projected for last year.
So why is it so much less? I see that transfer right there. Go back down. That 400 and something, is that the difference?
Oh, that was, there was money in the park fund for the baseball and softball lights from insurance claim, and we transferred it out to the bond fund for the project to be done, because it won't be done out of this fund. It'll be done out of the bond fund. Because it wasn't going to be done last
Was
year.
that in? Did it come in that year?
Did it come in? It actually came in back in
Previous years?
23.
Okay. I see now. That's why your
Mhm,
fund balance is back to
mhm,
a normal
mhm.
amount. And the
Yeah.
expense budget's lower. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, it's like little small amounts. I mean, you can take the website away, you could take the,
It's 5% on every one of them and whatever. you
Yeah.
know.
you
Taylor,
can do that. So do you want me to,
And I'm not sure that I mean, you can't do it on some because I understand salaries. and stuff.
right,
We can't lower, but
lights and heat, things like that, I can't do.
It's not gonna be a lot of places to change. Can we add a column that shows the increase or decrease so I can see
I did
exactly
that.
which lines increased?
Yeah, I
Easier
did.
and yeah, you don't have to at the second, but
Minus.
Hang on, I'm stuck.
I think you kind of went opposite, but that's okay.
I did.
So really that net change right there is not 50. If you take that 19 into it, you're really only looking at like 30 something.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't need to
Because-
reallocate more than that.
Because insurance other went down
Yeah, so go back up
Okay,
to
yeah, I didn't see that.
30.
like 32.
About 30.
We'll just keep it
Okay.
even.
And then the website. And then that air conditioner thing don't count. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of increase there.
Mm.
Well, and part of it, you got $100,000 increase because you had that credit
Yeah.
on there.
And then the 478 transferred in and out.
Offsetting it too. But overall, you're not gonna get much,
No,
no,
you know, you're not gonna get much change trying to lower it. You're gonna have to,
$36,000 for the mowers and trailer.
get it out.
that would be something to take a look at, in my opinion. How many
Yeah.
mowers does Park Commission have and how many does Public Works have? That it's really necessary that we've got to buy 2 mowers. We need to do, can we not work with each other on some of them? And that may be,
And yeah, and then how many are is Public Works gonna ask for this year? They always ask for one or two.
That hadn't changed since I left. They still act
We've
like
been
we need
having
every
more,
year.
we've been having more discussions for 25 years. It's it's the damnest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And you know, and the thing
Steve-O
about it,
does pretty good, actually. Steve-O does a lot better. He will work on stuff and he'll keep mowers for salvage, and he doesn't request as many as have been requested in the past. So I think he might be asking for one, but for some reason I can't remember if it's cemetery.
can those mowers, I mean, that mower's gotta be good for 10 years. I mean,
Well, the thing about it is this, I still wish they would look at a different type mower for cutting this perimeter.
well, maybe that's
Because
what
we
need.
already have,
Yeah.
we already have a tractor. Those type mowers, you pull it with a tractor. You ain't got to go out and buy a complete mower. But for some reason, I think they just like riding 0-turn mowers.
Well, I think that's why they wear them out so fast. For one thing, maintenance, and we did have that conversation.
You know that you can drive a mower fast, or you can drive one and cut the grass. And I think they like playing around with them too much.
Take this to them. Yeah,
Right.
all right,
Anyway,
yeah.
Can you
We
scroll
need
to the
to
very
do this
top,
right now.
Michelle, to the income? Did any of that change for better or worse? Not really.
No. I think taxes it's consistent with the budget, but as you can see, we actually came out a little better, but we can't budget any different than that because it's from our tax schedule.
Okay.
All right,
Mark that one yellow, I guess. Right? So we have to assess moving that extra 30,000.
I made that change, and I'll change it when we get to the general fund for that transfer.
Okay.
Are you ready to move to the general fund,
yeah, I mean, we can't do nothing about this.
or do you want to do sewer utility first? We haven't done that.
Oh,
It's
that'd be
real-
okay.
It's
That'd be
real
okay.
straightforward.
That'll be okay.
Can knock that one out. Sewer utility fund is going to be your water and sewer sales and anything associated with water and sewer sales. We also have $15,000 budgeted for the hay cutting revenue. We did not get that this year. We won't be receiving that this year, but they do want to do that again next year. In the sewer utility fund, you have your Public Works Administration, which is essentially their office expenses, and just general administration expenses for Public Works. They're finally getting rid of that big engineering printer that they had, so that's a decrease to the budget. The only thing they're asking for is some bands for their recycling trailer. Water department. This is the water office, like the water department payroll for the girls here at City Hall, and then some annual expenses for our water operations. There is a transfer to the general fund. It's an administrative charge. And then the transfer for the water meters to the general obligation utility bond. And then our wastewater department, you know, we brought, several years ago, we brought our sewer maintenance, we brought that in-house and we stopped contracting that out. That has been much more efficient.
It's saving us $300,000 a year.
Right. He has put in, he wants to increase his contracted services by about $25,000 to do it looks odd, pothole repairs on Highway 8, that they're water related, I guess from some mains or something. He can speak to that. And then he has a fire hydrant maintenance plan that he put in Dropbox. He wants to contract with a gentleman to do that because they're having to do it just as they have time. And this person can come in and do it. That's what they do.
He explained repair potholes on Highway 8. That's a state highway.
That's what she
That-
said.
That's what you just
She's
said.
gonna get him to do that tomorrow.
Thank you. I didn't
Yeah.
hear.
I think they're due to when there was a couple of water mains that broke on the highway. And I
got you.
think that's what those potholes are from.
Thank you.
And so he has to have the money to do the repairs.
You know
Okay.
what? And I wish there was a way, where we have manholes that are in the streets. I think some of these things have dropped down over the years.
Mhm.
Because I know when I hit them in my truck,
Mhm.
they are much lower than they used to be.
The
If
manholes,
there's a way we could put a cap or something on them, so they wouldn't. Because I mean, and it's not just my truck. I've been in my wife's car, which rides a lot smoother, and you used to not could feel those manholes. You can feel them now.
Yeah, we got some that are bad.
so I'll just make a note, ask Thomas about
Yeah,
manholes.
well, yeah. When he talks about that, talk about all of it.
Okay,
Go down to the bottom,
What's the
Michelle.
bottom, yeah.
I can't remember. I looked at this fine. Yeah.
that's your transfer for your SRF loan
Yeah, okay,
obligation?
that's what I was looking for. Okay, so what that is where we've borrowed money from the state to do sewer repairs. They
Right now,
withhold
the
it out. They
wastewater
withhold
treatment
it out of they withhold it out of our sales tax return, our sales tax money. And so we have to give the general fund credit for that.
And it's yearly. Is
Yes.
correct. Yes.
Well, they do it every month. They
Right.
take it out of our sales tax every month.
Well, I'll pull up the sales tax schedule and I'll show you how that works.
Yeah.
So this is where we are in the sewer utility fund. It's been a long time since we've seen that kind of balance in the current year. And this is where we are projected for the fund.
What's those main differences? That's a big difference.
Do what now?
What's the main difference?
Between this and this?
Like last year versus this year budgets.
This 4.8 and 4.5?
Mm-hmm. So $300,000 less in expenses. What is that?
That's budgeted.
Right. Is there just like
Um,
one main thing? I'm sorry.
Let's see.
It just seems like a lot to go down if it's not something to do with like a transfer or something. Just
Looks like some 10s, 15s,
oh wait,
20s.
go back. Never mind. What is the lease, the vehicle lease? Is it-
Oh, well, they're finishing up their vehicle lease, but that's only,
That didn't start back?
no, they're finishing it
Really?
up. This is the end of the lease.
So we're not leasing more? Or
And they're
did
not
just
getting
keep
any,
all?
they didn't put in a request for more vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you keep
I
them
mean,
after all
their
the lease?
vehicles will be 4 years old because we lease them for 4 years, so
So you just keep them? We don't buy them out? We don't have to get.
it's not a lease.
It's
We
a lease
call it-
purchase.
It's a
Lease
lease purchase.
You
It's
pay
a
a dollar
lease.
for them at the end of the lease.
They're all
Right.
they're all lease purchases.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's one thing we don't have anymore, the sanitation contract. We contracted with the previous, which that's still not 300,000. Contracted with the previous,
Hunter,
right, mm-hmm.
I really think it might be in the income. Well, there's a whole lot of lines in there, but the income seemed up.
Yeah, I don't see.
Well, I mean, I thought the operating cost was down 300,000.
Yes, you're right. Yes, something is,
I can just do
Put your formula in there.
See, you're,
another formula.
nah, it's not down, but, $100,000.
that's just one department. It's down 300 for the total.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
The budget is,
Do your difference
What,
column.
what Marcy is saying is your operating expenses are $300,000 budgeted
Right.
less than last year.
right, I understand. I was
Start
just,
at the
I
top though, Michelle.
do it now.
Yeah, start at the
Oh.
top, because
It could be another,
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
it
Like-
was everything. So
And
let's
that one went
look by,
down, so it's not there. That's about the same, so it's not there.
and that's
Right
all your,
there.
that's all your departments.
Well, that doesn't make sense then. Check your formulas or
yeah, put a
something.
formula in.
I tell you what, let Ashley do that while we move on to the general fund.
Okay, got it. All right, so general fund revenue, you have your ad valorem tax, several different miscellaneous revenues that we receive. Budgeted is basically right at the same as it was. You have your transfer for the SRF loan obligation, and then you have your administrative charges that come into the general fund from sanitation and the sewer utility fund.
Don't you have to increase this 30,000 for that,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
That's not in the receipts, it's gonna be in the out.
No, it's for the park. When we get to that, it's transferred
Okay.
out for the park. Right here. Right. So this is where the transfer out, we have 10,000 that go to the health insurance fund for the life insurance. And this is the TIF transfer for the sales tax diversion on the Cannon TIF. And then that's the park that we were just talking about. This is the supervision and finance budget. The only thing that changed on this budget, well, this is not a change. This is just a breakdown of our computer program subscriptions that we have to pay. It's not a change. We're putting in a request for one of our AC units to be replaced that we've had to have worked on multiple times over the past probably 5 years. And they've said there's really nothing else they can do. So we put in a request for that. This is what I put in for iPads if y'all are interested in upgrading those. And this is a budget for the board table, chairs, and miscellaneous items in City Hall as part of the renovation. And
Yeah,
then
I think every bit of that can go in the bond.
this,
Yes.
it didn't work. Michelle, we're talking, we're gonna have to put some additional money in there for that furniture.
That's what that is.
Cost
That's,
of-
Yes,
Has this been adjusted to add for, is that a total amount for everything? Because wasn't the board?
Josh told me to put in $50,000.
Okay, and then we talked about, new chairs. I'm not talking about for the board, but the public chairs that we're gonna
Right.
be replaced. So it's all in this 54.
I mean, that was his estimate. That was his estimate.
Looks low to me, but.
well,
Um,
and the other thing now, and you're remodeling City Hall, and you're
Right.
spending $350,000 remodeling City Hall, and we got a bunch of old junk in there.
Exactly.
So it's not going to look like we've done anything if you walk in there and you still got chairs that look like they came out of a pawn shop.
1960.
Yeah.
And I agree 100%. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you've got enough in there.
Well, that's why I'm saying I'd move it to the bond fund and increase it to 75,000, and then if we don't spend it, we'll use
Right.
it. We'll
Have
use it
extra money.
appropriate. Yeah.
And so $4,800 of that is archive shelving. I might have talked to Gary. Our archives for City Hall are currently at Public Works in a storage room. Connie McClellan used to maintain those as far as the rotation of what has to be shredded or stored indefinitely according to Mississippi Department of Archives and History. She's no longer with the city, so no one is maintaining that currently. And I want to move our archives to the old fire department gym. And, but there'll be very old, files still kept at Public Works, stuff that we don't have to access, the stuff that we keep indefinitely because we can't keep everything here.
Okay.
So I want to
hang-
move it here and I need shelving.
All right. So hang on just a minute. I went through that myself many years ago, and I ended up shredding all of it and scanning it.
You have to keep paper documents when you're a governmental entity. There are things that you have to keep in paper, some of it indefinitely, some of it you can shred after 7 years, some of it 3 years. There's a list from Mississippi Department of Archives and History.
Okay. All right. Never
And
mind.
for those things that we can do electronically, is that possible?
We scan pretty much, I mean, a lot.
Everything that you can scan.
Yes, we do. That's the reason we got that PI award from the state auditor several years ago, because we
Right.
went paperless.
We got a pecan pie.
Yeah, we did. We did. From the state auditor.
Can you scroll up just a tad?
I can.
I know we'll get to this later, but the payroll salaries went significantly down, or did they just reallocate it?
No, they went down because we had 2 employees retire last fiscal year. One had been here 42 years and one had been here 30 years. So their pay obviously was considerably higher than the 2 new employees that we hired.
All government employees in the state of Mississippi get pay for time. They get additional pay for time of service. So every year they get an increase in pay for the years that they serve.
Longevity pay.
It's a
Right.
longevity number. Yeah.
Right. But even their salary just was
Yeah.
up
Yeah. Well, I
over
mean,
the years.
Linda had been there for 40+ years.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, keep going.
All right. So you want me to move?
Yeah, one of the
That
things that's in
50,000
there
out?
in our new boardroom, the table that we've been using is not going to work the way that new boardroom is, and so Josh is having a table built for the boardroom.
And I put that quote and description in
I
Dropbox
saw it.
from Nightingale,
$26,000.
26 to 30.
Yeah.
I would probably say 30. They always,
Yeah.
But I mean, well, we'll get back to that furniture stuff. But if we move that out of there completely, and then when we go to the bond schedule, you might want to put 75 in it, Michelle.
got it.
Because I think the mayor's I think the mayor's office needs a new furniture because he has a lot of the smaller meetings now are in his office and not in the boardroom.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got like chairs throughout City Hall, our conference room, chairs. I mean, just a lot that are,
Disgusting.
they,
Well, they've been there since they
for
were Martin King.
decades.
They are.
They're 35 years old. So they're the whole time I was there, so I couldn't tell.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the table thing in Dropbox?
It's in 305, which is the bond fund, and it's called I think it says Nightingale.
Well,
Okay.
no, actually, it's in under supervision and finance.
Oh, did I leave it there? I
You
might
did.
have it in
That's
both.
why I saw it there this morning.
It's a
Okay.
number. What number?
I thought I put it in the bond fund.
I don't even see
All
that.
right, hang
Oh.
on. In supervision and finance. Yeah, supervision and finance, Nightingale estimate.
What
They're
number?
in
was
the
it?
general fund,
Under the general
and-
fund?
and 100 is supervision and finance.
All right, good, thank you.
And then you can see it in that.
Oh, there it is.
You
Got it.
found it?
I got it.
There's so much stuff. It's like hard to find anything.
I know.
Yeah, there's a
It's
lot in there.
It is a lot of stuff. Yes.
Like so many different, like you got general fund and then general fund.
Okay. Any other questions on supervision and finance? Other expenses, you jumped that. There's a lot of stuff in there, I think, just to make,
So
just
the
for
reason, I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, no, I'm just saying just for awareness, I mean, because I saw that LED lighting and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, like this is not new. It's just an explanation of what it is. That's recurring. But the increase is for the LED street light conversion and the ongoing, that's for the conversion, and this is the increase to the light bill for the street light conversion. And then it's time.
Wait, it's gonna increase our light bill?
I'm like, wait, I thought that was supposed to go backwards.
Yeah, but
But it
no,
doesn't. It's amazing,
does.
but it doesn't.
And so I think it's because, so I think, Mayor, didn't you and I have that conversation, or was
We
it
did.
Josh and
They're
I?
charging so little for the lights, they're putting
Right.
it into the service. That way they
Right.
collect it forever,
Right,
Makes no sense.
instead of just the one time. But what the light conversion per street light is like $32.
$32 a light.
So we
For
spent
light.
more money so they could charge us more.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's fiscal
Right.
management.
In businesses, like energy comes in and replaces everything for free and your lights go down, your cost goes down. So why is it any different? And they have a
Right
whole
now, isn't that
program for that.
But
Like churches do it,
that's not a-
Robinson, part of it, like,
I think
I don't think it's something we can,
No, but I think what Paul was being a little facetious. It's like they putting the lights in and it costs a lot more than what they're charging us. So they're charging you for those lights over a period of like 10 years.
Right, basically, they're raising the monthly fee on it, and so you don't have, I mean, we're talking 32,000 or whatever that number, 34 to replace every street light in the city of Cleveland LED. My God, that ain't,
we've already done a lot, right?
no.
Oh,
No, no.
No.
okay. So let's think about this for a second.
It's
Why don't they just-
1,000
why don't we
lights,
just
over
pay our
1,000 lights.
Why can't we just pay our whole charge up front and bond it?
I don't know if that's an option with them, but it
They
can be asked.
we can ask.
They wouldn't always-
Because I mean, to Marcy's point, spending all this money is supposed to make your light bill go down.
Yes.
But
I mean,
yeah,
energy would tell you
what you're
that.
gonna do is just
I don't
double the
understand.
cost of what the fixtures cost, but you can put it in bond and your monthly stay the same, whichever. Half dozen one or the other, I guess, basically. But
always want to ask questions about that, but I don't know who to ask.
Lacey Little and
Lacey.
Lindsay. I forgot Lindsay's last name, but
So
I've
you
got
got,
it
you
in
made
my
a note,
email.
you made a note to check on that.
I did. I've got it on my
Okay.
list.
All right.
Yeah, I think it needs to be Lindsay's one.
All right. So the
Yeah, Lindsay's who
computer,
we've been working with.
all right. So moving right along, the computer service contract,
Yes,
is that annual?
it is annual. And that's the same price that they've charged every year. They don't charge us for any service call that they make
That's for every computer in the city.
citywide. Mhm. Every computer in the city. Every department. And then it's time to renew our lease.
That's what I was
on-
getting, that's why I'm getting to, because then I saw we had an $80,000 charge to renew a computer lease.
No, 26. Well, that's the cost of the computers, but it's a lease. So the lease for this year will be $26,000. Yeah, it's a 3-year lease. We did
Yeah,
it.
it's in that's in the Dropbox, but that's where I was getting that from.
That's right. That's right. I changed, so the last lease, which the lease will be up in December.
That's my question. Okay.
It's up in December. And they last time provided me with Lenovo's, and I hate them. So I asked for quotes on HPs this time.
They they gave you what?
Lenovo's.
Novos.
That's what we use.
And that's
We
been
love
my favorite. I use that everywhere I've ever worked.
We have had so much trouble. So much trouble. It's a little less than a $3,000 difference, I think, in the Lenovo's and the HPs. And I mean, even the tech, when I told him, I said, I want a quote on something different than the Lenovo's. And he said, yes, I know, you've had a lot of trouble. So,
Interesting.
I shouldn't say anything. We hadn't had any trouble with them.
I
So
wouldn't say anything. You will now.
I mean,
They're
citywide,
listening. They're always listening.
citywide, and I don't know if it's the style we got. I don't know what it is, but we've had a lot of trouble. So,
and just out of curiosity, do we ever entertain other people's quotes on this computer stuff? Because it has really gotten competitive in recent years.
we haven't, but we could.
Well, I mean, if this thing is coming up in December,
No, that's not, that's just the lease on the computers, not the
Under-
contract for service.
and that's what I meant, the lease on the computers, not
Do
the
you get your
service.
computers through the same person?
I get 2 quotes on the lease, on the computer equipment.
Okay.
The bad thing about that, I mean, well, I won't say
Who
about it.
does this? Who do you lease them off from? I don't know.
Key Solutions does all of our computer work, but I always do get 2 quotes on our computers because I have to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
All right, moving right along. One other thing I saw in general expenses were election expenses.
It's 0 this year.
Oh, never
That was
mind. Okay, I was looking at the wrong column. Excuse me.
Last year we had an election.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Or
Okay,
this
no,
year.
I did. I looked at the wrong column when I saw it this morning.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so the next one is municipal court.
Yes. All right, now, just to speed this one up, Dudley's had 2 full-time judges and 2 part-time judges. He wants to go to 3 full-time judges. He said he can increase our court appearances and increase our revenues, and he just said he can get these things off the docket. Y'all follow that? All that's in the Dropbox. He has a good explanation on all of that.
While we're on this, and I was approached by the judges and by Dudley. Oh, and Michelle, I don't know if we can legally do it. We've got fines that go back 30 and 40 years. Dead folks that still have fines on the books. They were wanting to clean this up, and I don't know about law if we can just write them off. But people are dead, we're not gonna get the money. And the ones that are 25 years old, but it makes it hard when you're going through trying to issue warrants and stuff, because you've got so much that goes back forever. I don't know what we can legally do with it. Michelle, maybe you know if we can, is there a time period that, especially dead folks, we can, they're not gonna pay.
There is a program that we can run. It's the Municipal Intercept Program. We can't do it for water collections of past due water bills because we don't get social security numbers. I think with the board's approval, I think we should start getting social security numbers on water applications so that we can collect past due water bills through this program. But the municipal court, they do get, social security numbers. And so Dudley and I have talked about it. He has run a couple of, programs where what did he call it? He ran a couple of programs where he did collections and they did really well with it.
Yeah, it was like they put them on sale. You
Yeah,
know,
like an
come in and pay
emancipation.
it, come in and pay it, and we let you have it at half price.
Yes, it was something like that. And they did really good with collections. But he knows that we have this municipal intercept collection. And the way that works is he gives us a list and we turn it in to this program and they pull it from their taxes, their tax refunds, and we get it that way. Now, dead people we can't get. Well, I don't know. Some we might be able to, but
Get 'em off the books, so can't we?
I'm sorry.
Can't we take them off the books?
Yeah. I guess you gotta prove who they
No,
are.
I don't think, no, we
That's
can't
so
pull it off the
stupid.
books. We have to turn that in every year as part of our audit.
That's what I was afraid of. They weren't saying they're gonna let us take them off, even though
Right.
there's no way to collect it.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
that answers the question. It was just,
Okay.
It
But
would,
it has improved tremendously in the past since Dudley has started doing what he's been doing.
it would.
Okay, all right.
I know that.
So
Yeah.
the only other thing in this, it's not in here, but it's in your Dropbox. John Alexander submitted a request for a raise. I put that in Dropbox for y'all's review.
Yeah, I saw that, and the way I feel about that is
Where's it at?
we when we get to
505. On
It's-
505, I think.
it's in section 140 on your Dropbox,
Mhm.
but Department 140. Anyway, let's talk about that when we get to talk about raises, if
Right.
we do any for employees, because I can't see giving judges raises if we don't give employee raises.
Right. Okay.
what is John? He prosecuting?
He is
prosecuting?
prosecuting attorney.
Okay.
Okay.
I do
So
want to
then-
make one note, for municipal court, and this really isn't municipal court, but when we get into bond and stuff, I really want to consider of us that Quonset hut. I've asked Billy to look at just condemning it. It's right next to the municipal court building. I mean, it's the biggest eyesore we got in downtown. It sits right next to our municipal court, and we need the parking. I know that there's been offers before from Raymond to sell it to the city for an outrageous amount, but we can talk about it when we get to bond issues, but it needs to come down. I mean, the roots from the magnolia tree are growing up.
That's it.
under the new-
That's that building by the court.
Yeah,
Right
and-
by it, the butts up right against it. That is the ugliest eyesore in downtown
I
Cleveland.
know it.
And the roots from that magnolia tree out front are growing up into the water lines that go to municipal court. And besides that, we need the parking for municipal court. It's just, we need to look at something, whichever way we got to do it, to get rid of it and clean that area up by municipal court. It's just horrible. That's just,
I've got that in the bond schedule, so it'll remind you to bring it up. It's not,
thank you.
it's not in there as an amount, but it's in there as a reminder for
I'd like for
discussion.
us to discuss it and everybody get a chance during lunch, go ride and look at it. If you hadn't paid much attention to it.
All right, police department. They're doing, camera upgrades. Part of it has already started, and $5,000 of it was reimbursable by Justice Assistance Grant. That started this fiscal year. The remainder will take place next fiscal year.
Are these personal cameras that they're wearing? Or
No, sir, these are
Pole camera.
cameras in the,
Like-
in the city.
Like pole
Around town.
cameras.
Pole cameras,
Good,
pole
thank you.
cameras. Yes, sir. He is requesting to increase his travel for training. They do a lot of training. They do an excellent job with getting training for their officers.
That's obvious. That's why they're doing such a better job.
Yes.
I actually need to take that out because we found out they don't have that anymore. He's requesting, new duty weapons with level 3 holsters.
Yeah, he
And-
says, and I can't find his Dropbox
The
stuff.
other ones are discontinued.
It was here this morning, Michelle, and it's not showing, it's saying nothing's there.
It's in there. I just read it.
what number?
See, I had trouble with only general fund in Dropbox. I'd go in there sometimes and it'd be there, and I'd go, and then other times it wouldn't be. It's like
Well-
it disappears sometimes.
Well,
But,
I read every
close it.
bit of it. I read every bit of it this morning, and none of it's here now.
yeah, if you close it out and go back in it, I guarantee you it'll be there.
Mhm.
Brian, are you looking at it?
I just read it a minute ago. So basically, they Springfield discontinued the pistols that they got now, and he's requesting Glocks, and then
Yeah, he said he
Level
can't.
3
He
holster.
said when something goes wrong with his
can't get
Springfields,
parts.
he can't fix them.
right.
Gotcha.
It's gone now, Gary. You're right.
That is so bizarre. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was.
what's going on.
I'm telling you, it was here this morning.
Yeah.
I read every bit of it.
And it's only in the general fund that's been happening with.
I think it's, y'all are clicking, there's two general funds. If you
That's
go
okay.
under general fund and then you go under the next, all departments, or no, wait, now where did that go?
See, that's what I'm
I just
saying.
found it. Like I just found all that stuff. I went to general fund.
It's
and
like,
there.
it's like there's a link that
If you see,
disappears.
it's like it's taking you to another
It's
duplicate
under
of
general fund, then
General
210 of the police department.
Well, you're guaranteed did not work. I got out and got back in,
And it's not there.
it's not there.
I found
I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, if you go to general fund and then if there's another
All right.
general
Yeah.
fund, click on it too.
All right.
210.
All right. Then the other thing he's requesting is 3 vehicles,
Yeah.
Durangos for patrol.
Yeah, and
vehicles.
and reason he's got needing 3 vehicles, he's got several vehicles in the 200,000 mile range,
Mhm.
and they're requiring a lot of repair work.
And in the
Yes, but-
past,
You say lease, but we've got the purchase price in here.
no, sir, you have the purchase price in Dropbox, but what I have figured in the budget is, that's his current leases. So if you.
Oh, cause that's not just
Yeah,
the 3
yeah,
units,
so
that's,
Mayor,
that's
this
all
is-
current.
Yeah,
leases.
this is
Gotcha,
like
okay.
these are leases for the last 2 years.
So the.
If you look up there in the formula-
change is- The change is the $30-something thousand for the leases for the new vehicles.
Yes.
43,000 for the current, the new vehicles. It's like 28,836 for one lease, 32,000 set. If you look in the formula bar, you can see each lease that he has, each lease obligation for, and I
That's
can pull
fine. I
that schedule up so you can
understand.
see it.
So yeah,
43,000 is the estimate for the
3 vehicles.
3 new vehicles.
Okay, no problem. I'm just,
And we started last year including the upfit in the lease instead of paying that outright, because the upfit on those vehicles is expensive.
yeah. Okay.
Any questions on police department?
I do have some issues with that. I don't know when to, it may have now's the time to address it, or maybe when Dudley's there. But you know, I talked to him and somebody in his department that does a lot of his paperwork. What's the guy's name?
Ray,
Okay. And I did a lot of research on those COP grants last year,
Mhm.
and it's an awesome organization, and I don't see where we've done anything. There
Right.
were so many opportunities in there. One of them would pay a salary for 3 new officers for 3 years, and I mean I just fed it to him, but I don't think nobody ever applied for the grant. So what I want to talk about at some point during this budget session is we need to find somebody, and I thought we did it for you last year, that was going to help with grant writing,
Corey.
and she's not doing anything, right?
She finds, I mean, she's like making a list. I've got her right now making a list of grant opportunities and putting it in spreadsheet form by department and providing it, supposed to provide it to me by the end of August.
Okay, so but what you have to do is you have to research the grant, you have to figure out how to write it,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then you have to put it together and send it to them. The worst case scenario is they tell you no.
Just gotta
Right.
submit it.
It don't cost you a nickel to get that no, but it might make you $300,000 when you get the yes. And I saw where Leland and some other local cities had gotten this money, and I'm thinking,
Indianola.
hell, if they could do it, there's no reason why we shouldn't be getting it.
Mhm.
Right. I think
Gra-
she helped Greg with a couple of grant applications, and she's helped Christian with a couple
Well,
of small grant applications. But that's
Greenville
it.
got $500,000 a year ago for some equipment through this same organization.
Right.
It's called COPS, and it's not rocket science. You just have to apply, but there are deadlines that you have to apply in.
Somebody that you and I looked at got like 3 officers funded.
That's the point. Yeah, it was either Indianola or Leland, one of
Yeah.
them. It
Yeah,
was
Indianola
I mean, it
got
was somebody local.
Yeah.
Indianola.
Anyway, it's
And-
not. This ain't rocket science.
Right,
You just got to apply for it.
right.
Not
Yeah.
only that, there you can get cars, and they have matching funds for that.
I mean, I didn't see any cars, but
I didn't
if
either.
my
We've
point,
gotten some. We've
well, my
gotten
point
some
is,
because
if you-
of we've
if
gotten
you-
some because we've applied for those grants.
y'all got cars,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep, we've gotten cars.
Well,
Yeah.
now Robert was trying to help us with state legislature at one time,
Right.
and that kind of fell through. But the whole point I'm trying to make is this thing that I'm talking about is ongoing. It's every single year.
Right.
Well, we ought to be having grants on the table. It's like I told Dudley. I said, we're sitting here buying cameras at the rate of $12,000 a year. You might get a grant to get $200,000 and fill up the whole city with cameras.
Right. He is looking at something, I think, with Flock, I think, for cameras.
Yeah.
I can't remember, so.
Yeah.
anyway.
All right. Anyway, moving right along, we're good with that. I just wanted to mention that when we talked to Dudley. But I don't think it's his issue. I think they're doing a great job. I think we need to see about doing that at City Hall.
Okay. Okay. All right,
All right,
fire
Fire
department.
department, it was pretty slick, I thought.
It was I think what you were asking about was an increase to their equipment and machinery for an ice maker at the number 3 station. You said you saw something for an increase, that you wondered if you could move to, fire protection.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was earlier this morning. Yeah.
What's the ice maker for?
I
They
just
have
don't-
they have
Huh?
ice
They
makers.
keep ice water on the fire trucks, particularly in the summer. It's for rehab.
Yeah.
And so Brian, to clue you in on what their plan is, Greg and I met about this. The ice maker at what is now the old number 1, what is now
Yeah.
number 4, it is on the fritz, going out,
Yes.
maybe already gone out. And so, there's the ice maker at number 3 is teeny tiny, not adequate for number 3.
It's a kitchen ice maker.
Yes. And so, the plan is, rather than replace the ice maker at number 4, to put a legitimate ice maker in at number 3 and just do away with the ice maker at number
That makes
4.
sense.
So that's
Okay,
kind of the plan.
but their budget is up $100,000. Why?
The insurance, wait, go back.
Yeah, it's gonna be insurance. They
Several.
took a
Holy
big,
smoke.
they took a big hit because
On
remember you and I
vehicles.
talked about this?
Yeah, they have
The-
so many
all their-
buildings, their
The
equipment.
Yeah, vehicles.
buildings allocated to that department and the fire trucks, all
That's
the
all.
vehicles.
Yeah, okay.
When
Alright,
you
it does-
prorate it,
Yeah, and let me make y'all understand something. This was already in what we call the general fund.
It-
So even though it makes the fire department look like it's costing more money, this is
It
still
just
all
came
part
from
of
one area of it. to
it
the other.
just changed from supervision and finance to fire department.
Exactly. Okay, so moving right along, they're in good shape.
Okay, community development,
Yeah,
they asked for, a Chevy Traverse, one vehicle, and the conference room camera and sound equipment to do plan review meetings. Several years ago, when Brett was still here, Brett Mormon, they went and bought a big TV. So it was back when they were in the old engineering building back on South Bow behind the Cotton
Yeah.
House.
right.
They bought a big TV for their conference room to start doing these meetings, but they never bought the conference room equipment. So they've got the TV, but they don't have the camera and sound equipment. So a lot of times when they have these plan review meetings with contractors, it's Greg, Josh, and Billy, and they're meeting with these contractors who sometimes are not local. They'll have to split up and get their laptops and do Zoom. So Billy will go in his office and Greg and Josh might be on a laptop in the conference room. So they want to have camera and sound equipment in their conference room to be able to do these plan review meetings.
Well, I mean, everything's all about technology now.
And going to
That's
Zoom. I
not
mean,
that
yeah,
much
right.
money.
Yeah. All right. I do have a question. It'll be one maybe for Billy tomorrow. Because
Okay.
I was actually Marcy and I was wondering about this yesterday. When we do demos on property,
Mhm.
like we go in and we clean up property where either grass has got to be cut or we have to send in, are we doing it ourselves or are we contracting that out?
Some of both.
He told me yesterday that demos were done by Joe Reed. And
Yeah,
but
it depends
grass
on what
clipping
it
and
is.
mowing is done by us.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
I forgot to tell you that.
All right. Very good.
We don't have a traco to knock that stuff down like Joe Reed does, unless
Well,
unless y'all
I-
bought
no.
one in the
Well,
last
and then
4
he has
years.
to do the cleanup. I mean, he hauls off, he gets the cleanup and hauls it to his, so, I mean.
Yeah.
So it's just, he does that. He
No,
does
I
the
mean,
demo.
sometimes even cleaning up yards,
Mhm.
they can't even do it with a standard mower.
Right.
Well, it's bush hog normally.
I think
Uh-huh.
Public Works does does all the
Well, I
mowing.
wondered about that. That's why, and
That's what he told me
that's just a
yesterday.
curiosity thing. Okay. Move
All right.
on to airport.
Cemetery,
Oh,
cemetery.
cemetery. That's a
Yeah.
dead issue.
I was waiting for that one.
How long have you been waiting on that?
All day.
All morning.
I
All
knew
morning.
you weren't gonna pass that one up.
All right, so they've got to repair or replace the fence at the North Cleveland Cemetery.
What happened to the fence?
I think it's either a section of fence missing or
No,
I'm
wait a
That's
minute.
a lot of
Wait a
fence.
minute. Time out.
$26,000.
Time out. Isn't this the land that Paul Warrington donated to us?
North Cleveland is the first
The first one.
cemetery on
So-
North
Okay.
Side.
All right.
Behind
So
that,
that's what I'm saying. Didn't he donate some land in that
Behind it.
pecan orchard to us?
Oh,
It was the-
possible.
Yes. And what I'm saying is I don't think it ever got put inside the
in.
fence.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
we should
I'm
probably
just-
ask.
We can ask Steve-O tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. This happened 2 or 3 years ago. I remember when he made a donation to the city of about 5 acres of that pecan orchard.
I
And
think it was actually the pasture for his horses that were behind there, not
You may be right. You may be right.
I think it was the pasture when he got
Is
rid
it
of
to
all
the
the
north? Is it to the north of the fence?
It's east.
I mean, to the north of the cemetery?
east, I believe.
To
Yeah,
the
'cause you
east?
got,
East is all pecan orchard.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
well, no, what Paul is
north.
saying, it was an addition on the east side of the
you got a
cemetery.
ditch that
East,
runs right
okay.
to the north.
Gary, the
Yeah.
cemetery at the, National Army, building out there, what's the overall status on that now? Didn't we buy that land? What is the
The-
status on that cemetery now?
The cemetery at the armory,
Right.
you remember Billy's last meeting, he told Josh they were supposed to be giving us a report on it. And-
It's in the budget. It's in the budget and they've been working on it. So when we meet with Josh, he can give you an update on what's been done and what the timeline is on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ted, remember that when we meet with Josh next time, either today or tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. So that's all in cemetery.
Okay.
The airport, he's asking for he's asking for some stuff in the bond, but in his operational budget, $9,000 to do some more upgrades to his terminal cameras. He's been doing that in phases, upgrading his terminal cameras. So this is the next step in that process.
Yeah, but he had $40,000 in increases. Some of them was just general repair work.
Going to be most of that's going to be insurance.
Most of his is increased. Yeah.
Insurance.
Yeah, that's 58,000.
Hey, Gary,
Yes.
I hate to be redundant and you guys got off and went to another item. Let me say this, Mr. Campbell may be able to expound on it. I know we ran into a snag down there on the cemetery down there on Mullins Road. I'm trying to see that we ever do anything to substitute for that because I know the property that we were trying to acquire, we didn't do anything.
Well, my recollection, Robert, is we couldn't make a deal with them, and so we ended up using the property
At the armory.
south of the armory,
Mhm.
Right.
and they're developing it.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. That cleared it up. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You headed
All
to
right.
Jackson, Robert?
I have a question about the land that was at the armory. Have they did the plats? Have they marked it off?
I don't think so. I think they're still in the early stages of development, but I think Josh would be better to speak to that. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I
think
know he had
there's
given
a
us a
lot-
plan.
There's a lot to do before they get to that point.
I know
lot
he
of
had given us a
infrastructure.
plan and had given us a little map on how it was going to
Right.
go. And I was just wondering,
Right.
haven't been out
I
there.
think that'll probably be like the last phase of that, but I'm not a builder of cemeteries, so.
Right, I understand, but I know he had given us an
That's
outline, sort of.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering where we were with that.
Yes, ma'am. I think he'll give you a report tomorrow
Okay, thank you.
or possibly today.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, groundskeeper, everything's consistent with the exception of their normal request, which is just for some general small tools, blower and trimmers. They ask for that kind of stuff every year, but their budget is actually a little bit smaller, lower than prior year. Street department. They're asking for an increase to electrical repairs because they would like to go on and order a Sternberg pole and the light bulb assemblies for repairs to those downtown street lights because they're hard to get.
They're like a spare.
I'm sorry?
Is that a spare?
Yes.
Yes.
He said every
Um,
time he needs one, it takes him 6 months to get it, and he said
Yes.
that way if he can just have some on hand, then he can
Yeah.
fix them.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes. And then he has an estimate to repair one of his sweepers. It's in operation, but it does need, he would like to, he's had a few issues with it. And if he could replace the motor in it, it would essentially be, and maybe a couple other little things, it would essentially be a new sweeper. So
Yeah.
he has presented two options. Do the repair estimated at $34,215, or buy a new sweeper, estimated at $400,000.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And, you know, obviously 35,000 is a heck of a lot cheaper than 400. But one of the things I was going to look at is it looks like we run that sweeper an awful lot.
How old
We
is
have two sweepers that we run all the time. Like we run,
That's my point. Do we need to run them that much?
I think so. We get calls about, hey, the sweeper needs to be, I mean,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I mean, that was
Well,
just
it
a,
also keeps, it helps to keep all of the leaves and stuff out of the damn sewer system.
Right.
Right.
What's the
and,
life expectancy for these sweepers? How old is this one?
Ashley, would you look up asset number 5995? This is the older one. The Johnston is the newer one, but this is the one they like the most. 5995, and see the age on it.
It
Didn't we
was,
lease a sweeper back many years ago?
We did a couple of years ago because I did the lease.
this was purchased in 2016.
Yeah.
so
It's the
9
same
years
thing.
old.
It's like a lease purchase is what we do.
I think that's the one I did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we might need to consider trying to looking at a new one.
Well, that's what
16.
Steve-O is saying though, that if he replaces the motor, he's put something else on it, and he said it will essentially be a new.
Yeah. So what about the
Machine.
other one? What about the other one? Is it?
And the when he puts this motor on it, it comes with a warranty. I think he said a 3-year warranty on that motor.
Yeah. I think I got the impression from Steve-O just reading the stuff that he really wanted to fix this machine.
That's what he wants to do.
Probably.
That's what he
It's a
wants
whole
to
lot
do.
cheaper, no doubt.
Well,
Yeah.
we will trust his decision.
This machine has been more reliable for them, and that's just.
And they probably don't make those like those anymore.
I think that's where like the newer machine, they don't like it as much as this older one.
Well, he
that they have.
might ought to see if there's any trade-in value in it.
Yeah.
And get rid of the newer one.
Right.
Okay, we can. Is he going to be available to talk to us?
He says he's coming to the meeting with,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Lucas is as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
I mean, is he about to do that
Steve-O,
with his immune system?
No, he's Zoom via Zoom.
Okay, Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom.
Okay.
And actually, his white blood count is back. Anyway, he's coming.
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
Steve-O has been extremely. Man, he's been so diligent about running that department. He really
has.
He really tries to save us money.
Yeah. All right. So, the only other thing is just their normal ask for just small tools. So if y'all are good with this, I'll move on.
Well, they
the
flat
next one.
use them. I see them working all over town all the time.
Mhm.
I still think we do too much work for people.
Shop department, this is where some equipment was. They were asking for a mower lift and a pump kit to be able to have bulk oil. And they have a forklift that they need to get repaired. So you see an increase of about $15,000 over the prior year.
Okay.
And that's it for the general fund.
Wow.
This is the budget impact, the fund balance impact for the budget year. This is the fund balance overall. But I did want to point out something. If you see where we're projected to end up for this fiscal year, our projected fund balance at the end of budget session fiscal year 25 was 3.4 million. Which
Yeah,
is
and well,
exactly where we are.
well, yeah, exactly where we are if you do the 26 budget.
No, what I'm saying is it was 3.4 million projected for 25 budget, and we're coming out at 4.5.
Right, and the point I'm trying to make is we budgeted a $900,000 shortfall, and we're actually almost 200,000 to the good. And it, because one of the things that happened is tax revenues always come in at more than what we can put on there for some reason.
Right.
And oh, by the way, I had a conversation with Will Hooker the other day. Did he send you any information?
I haven't gotten anything yet.
Okay, I'm gonna call him back. So let's
You want me to
shift
do
gears.
that?
Let's shift. Yeah. Okay. So the general fund, to be honest with you, we may not deviate from that much more unless we get into something when we go into human resources. So what we're going to do at 12 o'clock, we're going to take a break. At 1 o'clock, we're going to come back and hit anything that we missed. And then at 2 o'clock, I think we start department head discussions.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't do water, sewer, utility fund.
We could do that before we leave.
Yeah, we got time. Go ahead and do it.
All right. I thought we did this.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
you
did
did
too.
too.
We did. We did. We didn't.
Let's say
I didn't.
Yeah.
So
I
are
don't
we
think you
finished
discolored
with it? Is it green? Was there any
Talk
questions
about the
about it?
manholes, Gary, about the
That's right.
manholes.
We're
Yep.
good.
We were gonna ask about the potholes, but I don't know if that makes us not done with it.
Man,
No, I made a note for Thomas for y'all to talk about.
Yeah. Manholes and potholes.
Yep.
You can
All right.
highlight that pothole thing in yellow so we don't forget about it.
I put a note on my follow-up sheet. Thomas, manholes, Highway 8, and potholes. Highway 8 potholes.
These not potholders, are they?
All right, so the only thing that leaves is the bond fund.
Yeah. Well, that's simple.
It's really not bad.
Okay, so in case anybody hadn't noticed, for the last 3 years we have used a system that did all our budgeting for us.
We got rid of that.
We got rid of it and saved about $30,000 a year, and this works much better.
Most definitely.
It's a lot
We
more
went
work.
back old school.
It's a lot more work on Ashley and Michelle, but I mean, it's so much easier to understand.
It's sure a whole lot easier than them folders we used to have to go through them 500 pages of. And we slaved about 10 acres of trees because we'd sure tore up some paper doing it.
That's right.
I think this is definitely better than Clear.gov.
I've got all of those for 35 years if you'd like to
Oh,
look through
Lord.
them.
Yeah.
All right, so do y'all want to take a peek at the bond, or you want to go ahead and
Well,
break?
I mean, you can look at it. There ain't a whole lot to look at because these bonds, you've already got it. Go ahead and go through it.
All right, so all this is your, there won't be any revenue except for your revenue as far as reimbursements on projects by bond year, whatever projects were budgeted for each year. So you'll see reimbursements coming in on those projects for that year that we're anticipating. And then for fiscal year 24, fiscal year 25 bond, we've budgeted for what we anticipate to expend on those projects. And then fiscal year 26, the only thing I've budgeted that I know we're going to expend is the ladder truck, because we've got to pay that out. But obviously I haven't put in any revenue yet because we haven't set the bond amount yet. I have these two amounts out to the side because I feel like.
Well, what I
know-
mean, but we've been bonding for it for the last several years.
Yes, but we haven't paid it out. This year we will pay it
Well, I
out
understand. So
Have to budget for it.
where is the money though that we've been bonding for it?
in the bond fund.
It's in that
It's in that
$3.9
It's in
million.
this
Okay.
beginning cash balance.
All right. So let me back up for a second because I know this a little bit confused. So will you flip to your bond schedule just for a second? All right. So here's what happened. This is the current year bond.
This is fiscal year 26. This is fiscal year 25. So in 25, we bonded 705,000 for the ladder truck,
Right.
and in fiscal year 24, we bonded 850,000.
Okay. So in those years, we bonded over 1.5 million for that truck, and we're holding the cash in that bond fund.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times when we have big projects like that truck, it takes us 2 or 3 years to bond it because we have other things that we are obligated to. So
While
what
we're
is
on
your,
this, though, Gary, excuse me, but
you go ahead.
I just haven't looked down at the bottom. It's the street sweeper. This was bonded in 2025 for 380,000.
We didn't bond it.
Didn't do it. It's only in the blue, Paul.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is what was bonded.
This is what was actually done. This was
Yeah.
just everything that
Yeah.
was the wish
These,
list. that
these
you
are
were going through.
requests that were put in.
Yeah, that was the
This
wish
is what was
list.
bonded.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. So go to your current year. Okay, these are the things we already know about this year. So we got
Right here.
we got $1.7 million that we know about. We got to have another $600,000 for the ladder truck to finish it up. And then the rest of that stuff is just, most of it is stuff that
Josh,
Josh has told us you need this as matching money to finish this grant. Or you need this as matching money to finish this project.
and I dropped they sent me a lot of documentation late yesterday and actually some this morning that I put in Dropbox for y'all to look at on a lot of these projects.
Assuming
So-
it hadn't disappeared.
They added a couple of projects actually. So like this Jefferson Circle sanitary sewer rehab, Fayette Davis sanitary sewer rehab, University sewer pump station structural rehab. They're all small. Lagoon number 2, dump pit. So they're
What
small,
is the
but
161,000 for the Arcade Alley parking lot project?
that is a project that has been on here for a while. And last year we pushed it. But Josh says he thinks we need to go on and,
And what
And
actually are we doing back there?
I'm sorry,
Just
What
repay it.
actually are we doing with the 161,000 back there?
Just repay it.
repaving the parking lot. And
Repaving?
I think lights, I think updating something with the lights, but Josh can,
Okay,
and there's something dropped in Dropbox on that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
161,000, we ought to be able to put a escalator in there.
a lot of money for a parking lot.
I'm
I
telling you.
didn't know if we were buying them or what.
Well, I
No,
hope,
this is, yeah,
man, I hope this alley thing works because these downtown improvement people, they're so ate up with it. But nobody ever uses it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe something good will come out of it. I don't know.
right.
But we don't, there'd be another million in here for street improvements?
No, the street improvement,
Coming out of
Right
that other
here.
fund now, Paul.
That comes out of
because the
infrastructure
tax revenue
modernization.
going
Yeah.
up. Okay, so it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
bonded.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
we're spending $1 million over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, you know, thanks to Michelle and Ashley and some pretty good fiscal management, we've been going through this budget pretty fast the last few years. We just got to think about the bonds or anything else between now and 4:30 tomorrow afternoon.
So you
All
have
right.
these requests that you need to consider, which ones of these items.
Well, the
And we
city
can talk
hall
about it.
updates, I think, is a done deal. It's got to go in there. We've already committed. It's got to happen.
Which one
Yeah.
is that?
The
City-
75,000 at the bottom for the furniture
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
If we're gonna spend all this money and then put all the old furniture back, it's not
Right.
gonna look all that good.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Right. And I
Uh,
think y'all already know that you're not, the way y'all were talking, you're not gonna do the new suite, but you're gonna go with the
no.
repair.
No.
You know,
The,
the other thing I
uh,
do want y'all to all consider is that 70,000 on the, building next to municipal court.
Sure.
If it takes for us to buy it and tear it down and then
and
at
I'm
a
gonna
future
tell
date, put us a parking lot in there. It doesn't have to be in this budget, maybe next year or whatever, to give us the parking there.
and I think Jamie has been asking for that cat caging thing for,
She has, and she's
know.
got 7,200 already in the bond from a prior year, so it wouldn't be,
okay,
it'd be
so
like 11,
just be the
like
difference.
11,000.
Yeah. Yeah, just put the difference there. Okay.
This is your dirt work you were talking about?
Yeah.
It's 84, 156, 75 for all the dirt work at the ball fields.
Can he do, is that,
All
is
of
that,
that is 84,000? Okay.
That's the dirt work,
no,
aerating and sanding, and the only thing extra is a pond aerator, $3,000.
That's like a fountain. It's a fountain. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cheap.
That also keeps scum down.
Right.
Last time I was at Gary's.
Michelle, the park commission, gym, additional parking, what's that figure? I can't see your,
It is
Hey.
800,000.
oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Now, it can be done in 2 phases. Phase 1 and phase 2,
Here you go.
I can't remember the cost for the 2 separate phases. I want to say it was pretty much half and half, like 400,000 for
to
the first
demo?
for the demo and first parking lot.
Are we talking about different years, phases?
349 to tear the building down.
And do the
And
I
it probably didn't cost that much to build it.
I don't understand.
Grass.
I
I mean,
understand
there's some prep work too. Now it's not all.
I spent $80,000 to tear down 5 houses behind my office. Why does it cost $300,000 to tear down that piece of building?
No, it's not 300,000 to tear it down. I think it was
That's what I'm saying. Though there's some other work in here too. There's some concrete work and
like
it's not
to
all
do
demo.
the first parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, where
Okay.
the building was, to make that a parking lot? The
To
first
make a
part.
parking lot where it was, and then the second phase was to do the parking lot behind
Yeah.
behind it.
Okay.
Well, you need to cut down all those trees too, because you could, all those trees that line that street right there.
Right,
They're,
right,
I think they're a bunch of old pine trees.
right.
They ain't worth 2 cents anyway, and they would take up a lot of parking spaces.
Right. There's a diagram in there of it.
Well, we
Yeah.
got to do something. That's
Got
a
Where's
ridiculous the
my
way it
find
is.
this?
It's a park fund, and it's going to be in 510 Park.
Hmm.
Oh no,
Actually, that diagram and the
it's
list
in the
is
bond. It's probably
is
in
in
the
the bond
bond
schedule.
fund.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
in
it's
the
in the
bond
bond
fund. 305. 305.
That's the fifth engineering file, whatever.
Why is it like Fifth Avenue?
No, if you're looking in 305,
Oh,
there,
Say
it's in
engineering,
alphabetical order of mine, but it's the
Park
fifth
Commission,
engineering
parking lot,
file
something
in
like that.
305.
There you go.
It says engineering, Park Commission, parking lot.
Yeah, I found it now.
got it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's knocking the building down for 20,000. That sounds more like it.
Yeah. That needs to be done.
So there's concrete for 194,000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in there. Well, and
And
we don't,
keep
and we
in
don't have to,
mind, a lot of times it comes in, when the bids come in, a lot of times they come in cheaper than the engineering estimates.
yeah. Okay. All right. It's 12 o'clock. Let's, Michelle, you know, do we need to come back at 1? Or I know the department heads don't show up to 2.
I mean, we need to talk a little bit more about this bond fund.
Okay, that's fine. So we'll come back at 1
Okay.
and, we'll
And
pick
then
up
there's
from
some
there.
stuff we have to revisit.
Well,
Yeah.
we can also start talking about HR
We
if we
can,
have time.
we can.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Great
All
job.
right.
Hey,
All right.
Michelle,
Hey, Michelle,
Yes.
Ted will be here. I've got to slip out on a school thing for a couple of hours, but I shouldn't
Okay.
want to interrupt.
All right.
Michelle, this is Danny. One
Yes.
quick thing on the park commission on that gym. He only had one, maybe I missed it, but he only had one quote in there for that Armory air conditioning. And of course it had tax in it. So but I only saw
I didn't
one.
include the tax
Okay, thank you.
in the estimate. No,
But I
sir.
still only saw one estimate. That's what my point is too.
Yes, sir.
Danny, I'm
and-
glad you brought that up. Where are we on the new gym, on finishing that project up? And he was supposed to get some doors ordered for it too. I don't know
I
what
think the
happened.
doors have, I think the doors
The
have
doors have been
ordered.
ordered when I talked to Josh
Yeah,
last
Josh said
time.
the doors ordered, but not in. Not
Okay,
Mhm.
got it. Okay,
And I
great.
think I talked to Lexi. I think he should be. I don't know. He's working on the AC. When I talked to him about my quote for AC, he was working on it. But I mean, I can't tell you what the status is.
Okay,
I know why I talked to him. He wanted to know where to submit a draw.
What?
So.
Well, my point is, I'm looking at Mid Delta. That's Lexi, right? So,
It is.
so
And Christian knows he has to get a second quote.
thank you. Okay. Okay.
Everybody knows they have to get a second quote.
And
Some of them went on and got it, and some of them haven't gotten it to me yet, but
also noticed on the vehicle quotes they added tax, so I'm glad you took them out. Thank
yes,
you.
sir. I always take the tax out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
all right.
Appreciate y'all.
Y'all take
All
a
right.
break.
All right. Thank you. See y'all at 1.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
thank you.